Hello.
Hey.
How are we doing?
Hey. Why did I say it like that?
I don't know. That's
Hey.
sound.
Am I weird, guys?
You're just like Gaga. Your paws are up. So now we're all weird. Hey.
Hey.
We were doing Blade of Grass before this.
I know we were singing it to ourselves.
We were.
But we're not singing it for you guys. 'Cause
No.
You'll have to pay extra for that.
I don't know if anyone
You
wants
won't,
to
but-
see us sing Blade of Grass.
I'm sure some people would.
Someone
what if
might.
that's the song we do for our next live show?
It could
we do a duet of Blade of Grass.
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be so much fun.
Hi, Olaf.
Hello, Olaf. How's everybody doing?
Yes, how are we doing today? It's another week, and we're here live and in person.
Yeah. Not
We
that
love-
many news stories.
Hey, we're doing. Where's the mayhem reaction on
All
YouTube?
right, all right.
It's coming out tomorrow, and we all need to learn about patience because the album's not been out that long.
You are the reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
You are the reaction.
Or if you want to see it right now, it's on patreon.com/2gaymats.
He's right.
And that one's unedited. That one's going to be longer.
That will be longer.
More action-packed.
Hi, Jake. Hi, Jen. Hi, Tyler.
Hey, big man, did you give peace a chance this week?
I think we did.
I don't think I chose violence.
I did not.
No. Yeah.
Hi, Griffin.
I feel like I always give peace a chance.
Oh, Olaf loves our fits. That's
Oh,
nice.
thank you.
Also, Griffin. Did I tell you Griffin's did get Patrick in the
Oh, good job, Griffin.
in the SpongeBob? I was like, what's his name? SpongeBob is his
SpongeBob.
name. SpongeBob musical, and we're
Good
seeing
job.
it
That's exciting.
next month. I bet he's rehearsing and doing a great job of
your
that.
face off. YouTube is a mess when it comes to that sort of thing, so I understand. What sort of thing?
The real reaction, but what, the video? I mean, it wasn't YouTube's fault. We just didn't.
Oh no, baby, that was us. We
was
decide
us.
when the
We
reaction.
decide when they come out.
We decide. A queen moves at her own pace. Okay.
It was very that.
Yeah.
The
So.
real reaction was the friends we made along the way. It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
What if we just never put it out?
Oh my God.
That'd be kind of iconic.
It'd be incredible.
They'd be so mad at
No,
us.
if there's one reaction video we're posting, it's
But
the mayhem because we're
one.
so happy.
I know, it's the happiest
We're just
reaction
like,
you'll ever
yes,
see.
yes. And we also have to give her on repeat because I do agree. It's great.
It's so good. And the thing is, some people really don't like it.
I know.
And I'm like, really?
I know.
What were you, I don't know what you were expecting.
Yeah,
and
like you
what,
knew it was going to be a country-ish thing. It's great melody, great
Yeah.
vocal performance. I think.
Should I ask? Very
Yeah.
lesbian. What's not to
country
like?
song. I feel like we've been losing so many legends lately, so I've been going back and listening to their music.
Oh, that's beautiful. Hi, Montrez. There's only one musical legend to me. Ooh, who's that? Griffin, please. Hey, hope no one gets upset by your reactions and says,
Devour.
what is that?
What does that mean?
Is that a curse? Did you
Oh,
just
no.
curse us? Yeah.
If I say it 3 times on the
I'm not
podcast,
saying it.
we get shut down
I
on
know,
YouTube.
right? Oh, it's not Palmer. Griffin's so kind.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
He knows.
He knows.
He knows.
The only thing
Chasing fireworks. He knows chasing fireworks.
has me confused is Chapel saying her album is still very far away. This is what I'm telling you guys. Like, maybe she'll put out an EP of these songs. I don't believe Good Luck Babe or this song is going to be
If
on her
she
next
does an
album.
EP, I think that's cool.
Yes.
Like, I think, like, it's, I mean, Fame Monster.
Yeah.
I mean, Lady Gaga did it. She blew up after the fame and she was just like, hey, y'all want something else? I'm going to make it the best EP on the planet.
It's going to be short and it's going to be sweet.
Yeah.
The short and sweet of its time.
The short and sweet of its time.
Mayhem debuted at #1 on Billboard. Yes, I saw that.
Where was anything else in the running, guys? Like, like the gays are gonna put Lady Gaga at number 1.
It was her biggest streaming week ever.
Ever. Good for her.
Good for her. Hello.
Good for her. I'm so sad about the Giver Bridge versus the SNL versions. Are they different bridge? Now I can go back and watch the SNL version.
I watched it, and I'm like, she kind of has a spoken word moment that she doesn't do on the recorded version.
Okay.
Which got a big reaction from the audience, but
She can just drop singles for the next year and a half until the album drops. SZA does that. Steele, have you seen Mickey 17 yet? Well, we might talk about it on the podcast.
Might we?
We might.
did you? I mean, I guess we'll find out. But I heard on a different podcast that they did not like it.
They did not.
Did you?
I guess we'll find out on the
I guess we'll find out
podcast.
on the podcast. I hope Chapel isn't getting the best new artist curse. Billy, Olivia, and Dua Lipa have been successful. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not worried for Chapel.
Yeah,
we'll see, but
she's
I'm
gonna be
not
fine,
worried.
guys.
She's gonna be okay. She's going to be okay.
She's going to be okay. Let's see what she puts out. There's the Giver. There's the Subway.
The Subway is the one that I hear is more poppy.
Okay.
But yeah, at the part of the Giver lyric video, there's like 5 tracks that supposedly are going to make up the CP that include the Giver, the Subway, Good Luck Babe, and then 2 others that I don't know if they were familiar to Chapel fans or not. Need a Miley's collab on Perfect Celebrity as soon as possible. That'd be interesting.
A fun duo.
Absolutely.
I say it on the reaction, but I want Mariah on a Kill It.
You do.
Like collab. Every song, even if the song underperforms, Pink Pony Club is going top 5 on Billboard.
I was going to say. Right now. Because it kind of went viral after her Grammy performance. But it's like, guys.
That was still a long time ago.
I know. And it's like, guys, Pink Pony Club's always been amazing. A great song. I was kind of disappointed with Mickey 17 as a big fan of the book, but I thought it was still well crafted. She would eat on a song like that. It sounds like Plastic Hearts. The best Miley album.
Sure.
Glad we can all agree.
I need to re-listen to that album in full again.
I re-listened to it, I'd say like maybe a month ago.
Holds up. Holds up. Holds up. They don't let me.
Speaking of albums that hold up.
I mean, Perfect Celebrity kind of sounds like Plastic Hearts. Yeah. And like, it's an interesting, I think Perfect Celebrity is, even though like Lady Gaga has done kind of like a rock thing before, I feel like the specific sound of Plastic Hearts is not Plastic Hearts. Perfect Celebrity is something different than what I've heard Lady Gaga do before.
For sure.
I don't know how to describe it, but
I believe that.
Since it's March Madness time, we need a 64 song Mariah or Taylor bracket.
Not 64.
Still will be why 64?
Maybe that's what happens in March Madness.
It's not happening. Y'all got the Oscars song bracket for March.
You did get that.
And it was madness. Because
people were getting mad.
People were mad.
And I was like, I don't care about many of these songs. And I'm getting a little sick. Mariah's getting honored tomorrow at the iHeartRadio Awards. I saw that. She's getting like
I feel like she's always at the iHeartRadio Awards getting
honored, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Maybe this will kick off the era.
Is it like how there's always a James Bond tribute at the Oscars
it's
every year?
That.
Okay. One of the songs at the beginning of the lyric, Read and Make Out, is from Midwest Princess Sessions, but didn't make the album.
Maybe she's repurposing it. Oh,
sure.
Cute.
Hey, I applied for that job and ate the interview. I will hear back this week. Good
my gosh, congratulations. That's so amazing. Good for you. 64 is the amount of teams in March Madness. Okay, that was my guess.
There's that many teams?
That's
teams. College.
That's college, yes. March Madness is NCAA. Which, by the way, if you're on the Discord or in the Patreon, you should join the Discord because there are many people in there who do a March Madness of like listening to an album they had not heard before every day for March and then like posting their reviews in the Discord.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Very fun. I think Austin came up with that.
They'll post something and I'll be like, who the hell is this? I've never heard of this before.
I know it.
The Oscar bracket was stacked. I would have had What Was I Made For winning it all. I kind of was thinking What Was I Made For could have won it all.
That's a great
But it didn't.
It didn't.
Which was a surprise to me.
People were mad about My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah.
But life happens.
It's sometimes when you're in the moment.
you never know what's going to happen.
You hear a song that you've never heard before. You just go, let's give it to that one. Which is sometimes dangerous in politics. Oh. if you're just like, this is a flavor I've never had before.
Well, sometimes you've had the flavor and
it's still like bad.
Garbage. And you want it again. You want another garbage smoothie.
But for a harmless bracket video, if something's exciting you in the moment,
you got to go with your heart.
Knock out My Heart Will Go On. Knock out the tried and true.
Do y'all think Dua can capture that success Thang Future Nostalgia had, or was that kind of it for her? I mean, I think she can.
Oh, sure. She
absolutely.
Can. Yeah.
Deliver Us was not. Was Deliver Us?
Deliver Us or Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
Deliver Us didn't win an
Deliver
Oscar.
Us didn't win. Do you mean When You Believe?
Yeah, maybe When You Believe.
It's interesting how every other pop girly would have just put the 5 tracks on a Midwest Princess Deluxe. It's true. They would have. But Chapel's doing something different. I think it'd be cool if she released a whole EP.
I think Palmer will watch Big Brother first, or Steele will watch Vanderpump Rules first.
Matt Palmer has seen seasons of Big Brother. Matt Palmer was a watcher with me from season 14 to 17. And then when season 18 was about to start, you were like, you know what? I'm hanging up my Big Brother hat.
It's many hours.
It's a commitment, but you were into it.
I was invested.
Yes,
and Matt Steele has seen Vanderpump Rules seasons. You've definitely seen season 2 in full.
Not in full, absolutely.
No.
No. But I would watch. I would like follow the Big Brother feeds, and I would keep him abreast as to what was happening and everything, unless he like didn't want to be spoiled. But you were into it for a bit. You haven't seen like season 6 or 10.
Well, that's too bad. That is too bad because that doors closed. The doors closed on my
Listen,
Big Brother time.
You are rewatching the OC.
I am.
and
it's
you
great.
You don't have time for season 6 of Big
No,
Brother?
I don't.
Wow.
No, I don't.
Wow. Wait a few months to get an EP or wait a year to get an album reminds me of that psych experiment where kids get 2 marshmallows. He waits and one if he doesn't.
One if he doesn't. That's funny. I mean, I guess we can't wait. I guess we want the thing is, it is hard when she's like, oh, that album's a ways away. And it's like, is it?
Yeah.
You're not.
You would like, it's not just Midwest Princess that came out a while ago. It was Good Luck Babe that came out a while ago.
Okay, LOL, I believe you're lying. And lying is not encouraged in the chat. So
who's lying?
Okay, LOL. Mariah would never announce an album for November this far in advance. And if you're not lying, I apologize. But we've had this before.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. It's like, yeah, the Spice Girls are reuniting again.
Every week, the Spice Girls
Every
are reuniting.
week, there's an article, Spice Girls planning on reuniting, and everyone sends it to me. And I'm just like, this isn't real. If it does not come out of Victoria Beckham's mouth, it's not happening.
Do you think if they did reunite that Jerry would wear, like, anything fun? Because I feel like Jerry is now...
She's become a little buttoned up. She's become a
little buttoned up.
A little buttoned up. Which is fine. We love Jerry to bits.
Of course.
But yeah, just the aesthetic has changed.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yes.
I think if she wore fun stuff at the reunion tour in 2019. It was just no panties were seen. Which Jerry, I'm used to full on no pants.
Right, right.
But the gowns were long.
Yes. Okay.
But gorgeous.
I bet Taylor will drop something soon. Tortured Poets was almost a year ago.
I could see her cranking out those Taylor's versions.
Yeah, I assume she's ready to get those off her plate.
Yeah, and season 10. I hear you, Lauren.
Oh, is that Big Brother season?
Yeah, I'm thinking of rewatching season 9, which is...
I love that season 10 for both Big Brother and Vanderpump are like highlights.
Oh, sure.
Because
how's season 6 of Vanderpump?
Great.
Really?
It's great. It's very good.
What about season 26?
Well, we didn't get there.
Season 26 of Big Brother was great.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll see if the new cast lasts.
What about Vanderpump Rules Over the Top?
That could be the Valley. And if it's the Valley, it's great.
Okay, great.
It's dark, but it's great.
The real truth is that Victoria could always sing better than Jerry.
We're not dealing with the two singers. It's like, we're not dealing with, the big singer of the group.
They each did different things.
Yes.
They each had an important role to play in the Spice Girls. Mel C had the singing. Down. And Emma,
I was going to say Emma, I think, is number 2.
And Mel B took care of those alto notes.
Yes.
She did it. It was good. Victoria and Jerry offered something different.
They did. Their thing was something different.
Their thing was something different. But we love them all equally.
Yes.
Janelle, Queen of BB6.
Did either of y'all watch Schitt's Creek? I rewatched it and it's great. Oh, I love Schitt's Creek. Watch the whole thing. And it always comes up, I see like clips on my TikTok when I scroll through it. I'm like, maybe I should rewatch Schitt's Creek. But it's very sweet, very funny.
Yeah.
Love Dan Levy. And I loved Dan Levy, even, I always say this, but it's true, back in his MTV Canada days when he would host Ava Hill's after show.
If gays are good at one thing, it's talking about some shit that they just watch.
Absolutely.
Or just listen to.
We're making a career out of it.
It's literally and guys, I have other talents. But I guess this is my number one.
You got to give the people what they want.
It's kind of just like how Jerry and Victoria are just like, we have other talents.
It's like, oh, great.
My favorite, speaking of Spice Girls singing, my favorite interview is because for the single version of To Become One, they took away Jerry's solo and made it a Victoria solo.
Oh, okay.
And changed the lyrics and everything. And someone asked them, how come in To Become One, they changed it from a Jerry solo to a Victoria solo? And Mel B just screams, because Jerry couldn't sing it. Apparently it didn't sit well in Jerry's voice.
Oh.
And so they were afraid of having her sing it live.
Yeah,
and so they were like, Victoria, you take this instead.
That's so funny.
And Jerry was just like, fuck you.
Oh, wait, season 9, the couples season?
Yeah.
You're into it? Okay.
Oh, season 9 of Big Brother fucking rules. It's insane. It's the biggest piece of trash you will ever see.
Interesting.
And it's great. The people were utterly vile, except for Sharon and Sheila. But utterly vile human beings, and I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait.
Are you guys going to make a YouTube video reaction to Eternal Sunshine Deluxe and the short film? I'm so excited. We certainly will do the deluxe. If you want to see it the night of, you'll probably need to go to patreon.com/2gaymats. And we might do the short film. I don't know. We haven't fully decided what we're doing.
Is the short film going to have like the deluxe tracks too?
I assume it's only the deluxe tracks, but I really don't know. I don't know what the short film is.
My mother's here. Hello, mother.
Hi, Mama Steele.
How bad do you want me in Shadow of Man? Still your number one faves from Mayhem?
For each of us? Shadow of Man is
I would say Abracadabra is my number one.
Wow.
I would say Abracadabra is still holding that title strong. How Bad Do You Want Me is in my top 3.
Shadow of Man, number 1.
Fuck the haters. How Bad Do You Want Me is great.
I don't know if it has haters, but I do.
It has haters.
Does it really? Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we know one. But I just find it so confusing coming from her that I cannot.
But it's great. But it's great.
Am I the only one who's enjoying the new Selena Gomez songs? I don't get the hate. We don't hate them. We reacted to a couple of them on Patreon.
They're nice.
They're just a little half-baked. And it's not even the fact that they're 2 minutes, but it's like they happen and they don't feel like songs. Like they're not, there's no meat to them. I don't know. I don't hate them.
You need a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And I don't think we're getting that. And so that's an album that we've decided to, back away from. I hope
wish her the best.
She and Benny, I hope they have a lovely wedding and a great sales week, but we won't be engaging. No.
Just watched Hereditary yesterday. It's a wholesome family movie. Matt Palmer needs to watch it.
Girl, I know Hereditary is not that.
Y'all's review of Noah Kahan. I know Palmer's cover of Sixth Season is great.
Thank you. It was great.
When's that getting released? Did you do a...
I didn't. No, it was for an audition. It wasn't
okay, but you could still put it on record.
I could put it on record. We'll see.
Let's go right now. Let's watch your recording process. There's no news.
We're going to talk about Freakier Friday, all right?
Okay.
Did you watch that trailer?
Yeah.
It's confusing. We'll discuss
I know. I'm like, what's happening? Okay, yeah. What's happening? Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I was like, I'm glad we're on the same page.
I know.
I kind of like the newest one, kind of. I have not listened to the newest Selena one, so maybe that one's great. She needs to just focus on acting. I mean, I've liked her songs. I love the Revival era.
Revival's great. Yeah.
Hands to Myself, good for you.
And Bad Liar.
Bad Liar.
Which should have been on in some era.
She has excellent songs.
Rare is a good album.
Rare is good.
Rare is good. Oh, but Vulnerable. It's a great song.
But these new ones are just a little half-baked.
Glad the theory of Olivia being on the Selena song is fake because they don't sound the best.
Together? I mean...
I didn't know
that was a rumor.
That was a rumor.
The more you know.
Okay. There's lots of rumors going. Apparently Mariah's releasing an album in November.
That's not happening. That is not happening.
I mean, I would love if Mariah released an album. Oh. I would prefer if it was October, September. That way it's for the end of this Grammy cycle.
Oh, true. And also, she can't release an album in November. That is too close to Christmas.
That's close.
And the thing is, for most of her career, she was always Q4. But now it's
taken.
Q4's
Q4's
We're
taken.
promoting a different song that came out in 1994.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands to Myself is a good song. Olivia would out-sing her, no offense.
Oh, Hands to Myself is great.
It's at least 3 minutes. I love that.
Wins. We love over 3 minutes.
I meant the Selena songs don't sound the best, though. The promo for the album turned me off. Maybe I'll check it when I forget in a year. What album? The Selena? Has there been promo? Besides, I
feel like we've been the most promo on the Patreon.
The Patreon?
But I wish her focus were more powerful in the mix.
Selena's?
Okay.
All right. Guess we'll have to take a listen. Well, you got to talk to Benny Blanco about that. Those are probably...
Is he the mixer?
Well, he's the producer, so he's got to... Yeah, I assume.
Okay.
Because if it's a collaborative album and all he does is produce.
I need this distraction done from Tennessee.
Oh, yay.
Done with work?
Done with the world, because we've been there.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Done
from Tennessee. I get it.
I know Alabama had a...
I saw that.
Yeah, I have a friend in Alabama, and he was in a shelter yesterday.
Whoa, is he?
Yeah, everything's okay, but they just had to go to a shelter just in case. It went through the neighborhoods. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so his place is good. He has a pond in his backyard that kind of flooded a little, but it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. The newest song is very much
very muddled. But this is my main complaint. I don't need a muddled song. I want to hear the clarity.
We like you right in here.
Yes.
We love everyone, but who's an artist y'all try to like when reacting to them, but they aren't for you?
The last time we did Addison Rae for Patreon will be the last time for a long time. Addison does nothing for me. I don't understand it. I don't understand her.
That last song was something.
It was, and it was like, I just gotta hopping out of this car.
We gotta wave.
We gotta wave goodbye.
Good luck out there.
Good luck, babe.
I wish everyone longevity.
Yes.
It's a rough business.
Yes, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And of course, we got overloaded on Tinashe back in the day, which happens.
Appreciate that your podcast has been relatively apolitical the past few weeks. How much pop stuff has been happening?
I mean, I'm clearly and actively trying to skip over
sure
the political things I see.
Because we're just sad.
It's just sad, and it just sucks.
Did we listen to Hotbox?
That's the new Lil Nas X. We haven't, but
I haven't.
And Addison is ahead of her time. Do people forget how to sing and write songs in the future? Is that why? No. No. Diet Pepsi is catchy. Of the 3 songs I've heard, and the thing is, some gays love her, and it's like great. Have
fun. I'm not offended.
I'm not offended. It's just not.
If you're having fun, have fun.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Everything sucks.
Grace on the political.
Everything sucks.
It's true.
Sure.
But hey, I saw one of our patrons, Lindsay, was at a Tesla demonstration where a lot of people were there being like, boycott Tesla, do not come here. And it's like, I love that.
Love that.
Yes. Bitchy, I'm telling
Austin.
I'm sorry. I have to tell my truth.
From Charlie's basement.
Yeah, maybe it's just that whole, I don't know all of the artists, because Troye Sivan has made music I like, absolutely. But the Charlie XCXs in their group. The click. I don't know if I click with that click.
Okay. It's fair. Guys, what do you think is going on with Lizzo? It seems like her new material isn't getting much. I haven't heard the new song.
I knew she put out another.
Did we find out what happens in the music video? Is it a continuation of the story? Because then I'll watch.
Why did she put out that new single so quickly after the first single?
We gotta find out what happened.
Have
you guys heard of Popcast? They ranked Taylor Swift's albums last year.
Oh.
I want to say I've heard of Popcast.
I feel like I have. Protests in Chicago happened. That's cool.
Next month's music doesn't seem busy. Hopefully Taylor just drops Reputation TV out of nowhere at 2 a.m.
We don't want.
Not at 2
We
a.m.
don't like surprise releases, and we certainly don't like late night surprise releases.
It's a Taylor's version. It's not like it's like a new album coming out.
That's going to be a video because y'all know how we feel about Reputation. I don't know it's going to be the opposite of mayhem.
You know what? How bad do you want me? Whenever it starts, I'm always just like, this sounds like the opening of Gorgeous. Oh no. I'm always like, and then it starts, and then it goes, and I'm like, oh. Oh God.
Bummer Shade is somewhere I ask. I love it. The new song is better than the first one, but TBH, nothing amazing. Rena needs to release something like Girl, It's Been a While Now. I do miss Rena, but
yeah, Rena, let's go.
Yes. Did you like the RHOA premiere? I liked aspects of it. I might be needing to bring back the 2 gay minutes this episode to discuss it.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Because I have feelings. I have feelings. We'll discuss it.
You know who else needs to release something?
Who?
Lord, where are you?
That is
I was listening to Lord on my way up driving, and I was
listening to
what? Yes.
I don't know. Maybe you wanted to hear Pure Heroine.
Was I listening to anything else other than? Pure Heroine's nice. Royals. Excellent song. I love tennis courts.
Yeah.
But when I say we're listening to Lord, because what? What?
It's so weird she never put out a third album.
I know. We're waiting on that third album.
That third album, it's got to be coming soon.
Didn't Rena say she's in label hell and can't release new music?
Right, and it's somehow related to Matty Healy from the 1975 and
what?
From Taylor Swift's ex book. Yeah. I don't know why supposedly he owns her masters. I'm like, how?
What? I've not heard of this person until 2 years ago.
Yes.
And somehow he owns Rena's masters?
I don't get it.
The guys started loving Addison, ironically, and then they lost the plot to the point of comparing her to Britney. No, who's doing that?
And that's the thing. That's why I gave her a listen. I love a Britney comparison.
Yeah.
But
if you're going to compare to Britney,
you better compare.
You better. Never understood the hype. Melodrama, not going to love. Hola.
Gasp.
Listen again, please.
Melodrama defined my sophomore year. Deeper Well turned 1 yesterday. Oh, happy birthday, Deeper Well. Yeah, and melodrama is definitely a very specific time in all of our lives.
Oh, I love melodrama. She can rebound. Let's go.
Care for myself the way I used to care about you.
It's just an album that is better every single time I listen to it.
Yes.
Like, do you guys like Folklore or Reputation better?
Oh, good question. I
prefer more songs off of Reputation. Like, I think there are 7 very good tracks on Reputation.
I think that's probably true.
Folklore, I like listen to 3 tracks and then the rest I'm like, nice. I think Folklore is more focused in terms, like artistically, is more of an artistic state or more of a cohesive artistic statement.
I think I respect Folklore more, even though the music is not for me.
Sure.
Because it's like the music she was aiming to make on Reputation should be for me. And I felt, and I know people love that album, but I felt like a lot of it was very put on, very not Endgame is so beneath what Taylor can do. Like, it's just like, we know she is like a masterful songwriter. So the fact that we're hearing these songs.
And my thing with like Reputation and Taylor, and like the thing with Taylor that I do appreciate is she really puts her heart into everything. Like, for sure. Everything she does, it's so genuinely coming from her.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that each outfit fits her. It's like I said it before, it's kind of just like I could be the greatest actor in the world and I could get cast to play a cop. But like, and so I could give my best performance as a cop I could possibly give. But you put me in a cop uniform, it's suddenly a comedy. So it's just like it didn't all necessarily fit, even though there is some great stuff on Reputation.
Yes. Of course, this is the topic the moment I get on. I mean, I'm glad you got on after we talked about Addison Rae, honestly. But we love everybody, and that's what's important. Go to shop2gaymats.com for that shirt.
Do y'all like This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things?
I actually do now. It grew on me.
Reputation video, though.
I was upset.
Yeah.
But it came back around. It's so ridiculous that I do think it lands in campy.
Okay.
And like fun.
That's good.
But I think I'm alone in this duo.
I can't.
That feeling.
And I love big swings.
Yes.
I love art pop.
You do love art pop.
But This Is Why I Can't Have Nice Things. I'm kind of just like, all right.
You really would put art pop over Born This Way?
In a different way. It's different.
Yeah, one of them's different.
Better. I would put my favorites on art pop are higher than my favorites on Born This Way, except for Edge of Glory.
Look What You Made Me Do was the moment. Absolutely it was.
Yeah, smart first single.
Yes.
Like if I were to have my perfect Reputation EP of 7 or 8 songs, Look What You Made Me Do has to be on there.
There you go.
What
about Shiza?
Shiza's great, Shiza's great, but I prefer Venus. I prefer Aura.
Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary's great. I prefer what's something I prefer on art pop to Bloody Mary?
Dope, probably.
I do like Dope. Fuck you.
Dope. Before Mayhem, I liked the Rose album. Oh yes,
that's a great album.
I actually would unironically put art pop above Born This Way. I'm weird like that. Interesting.
I feel like there's more there's a little bit more storytelling to the songs in art pop. Like there's a little more journey, obviously sonically, but like just there are more levels to the songs. Some of those levels are real high, but like in some of the songs in Born This Way, even if the melodies like are great, sometimes it's a little like we're living in the same level.
Between the song or in the song?
In the song, like throughout the song, like. I hear it.
I don't hear that. She's saying like Americano is such a journey. Like she's telling such a story. Their hair's excellent.
There are some and look, Born This Way is great. Listen, Born This Way is great. So I'm literally nitpicking.
Okay.
And Born This Way is a much better album than Femme Fatale by Britney. But
what does Femme Fatale do?
But you know how sometimes you listen to which Femme Fatale I do like. I think is a very good album.
Yes.
But sometimes you listen to Femme Fatale and you're like, oh, there's something just a little too even about all these songs.
Between each other or within the one song?
Within the song.
Okay.
Like it's like we're kind of doing the same thing throughout the song.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I hear it. I hear what you're saying.
Which is why like this title track Born This Way, which you do not like. I think that song, even if it's not necessarily like my favorite in terms of song writing or whatever, I think production wise, like there's a little bit like there's like big high moments and then it goes down a little and then it's in the middle and then like there's a little bit more of a journey production wise to me. Whereas some other songs on Born This Way, it's kind of just like, do you get it?
I hear you. I hear you. I do. I don't agree, but I hear what you're saying.
Okay. Listen, I don't want to talk shit about Femme Fatale. I don't want to talk shit because it has I Want to Go.
I love Born This Way.
Brilliant.
Besides the title track, I do not like. No, it is Glee meets Express Yourself. It's a Glee cover of Express Yourself, and it is just too on the nose. But most of that the rest of that album I love. Especially after, like, Marry the Night is fine. And then Born This Way I don't love. But then after that, we're getting in. We're getting into it.
I think Edge of Glory has the journey.
Oh.
Like, Edge of Glory, I think, is just such a brilliant song.
What about You and I?
I like You. I never really go back to You and I often.
Huh.
I don't know. But I can acknowledge that it's great.
Yes.
It's just, I would revisit other Lady Gaga rock ballads.
Thank you, Ellen. Or it's Ellen, right? Yes. Okay. Favorite Britney tour? I mean, I went to the Onyx Hotel tour, so I love that. But Dream Within a Dream is also a great one to just watch.
I Want to Go is the only Britney song I was old enough to remember the release of. Oh, I feel so bad for people who don't remember the release of Baby One More Time.
I know.
Like, that was history. That was
history. Absolutely
true history.
And I love I Want to Go, though.
Oh, I Want to Go is
of
excellent.
her, like, later singles.
It's excellent.
I Want to Go is up there.
Yeah, so I don't want to talk shit about Femme Fatale. But like, if I were to criticize something about Femme Fatale,
I understand it mentioned LGBT people, and that is beautiful. She also says some stuff on that song that are like,
Jake, I agree with you. I think Edge of Glory is, even if it's not necessarily like my personal favorite, it's one of my top 5 favorite Gaga songs, I feel. But I think in terms of like actual song composition and production and everything, I think it might be her best.
I see that. Speechless I like more than You and I. Oh no, I disagree. I prefer You and I to Speechless.
I like them about the same.
Yeah.
I like them both. But neither are my favorite Gaga ballad.
Right. I think Dance in the Dark is my favorite Gaga song. It's like that. I know. Oh,
I know.
Now that's a song. Okay, should we get started?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm looking at these headlines. I'm looking at the headlines on the podcast.
It is not. We don't come here just because, there's big news. We come here because we have a job to do.
It's a job.
And
we clock into work.
We did.
And you know what? When I'm at the restaurant and no one shows up, I still got to work my job anyway. I find things to do. I clean. What else do I do? I sometimes pack up a takeout bag.
I can't wait to see you clean and pack up a takeout bag during this podcast episode because it'll be a slower week, but that's okay.
We're gonna make it fun.
It's gonna be fun. Oh God. Oh, let me do it now. Speechless is a top 5 Gaga song. Interesting. What would you say Taylor's signature song is?
Among straights or gays?
Blank Space was the first one that came to mind. But All Too Well is in the conversation, and You Belong With Me.
For a Taylor fan, I feel like it's All Too Well.
Yes.
For the general public, it's Shake It Off. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. I know that's a shock to the heart.
Over Blank Space?
Yeah. I think the general public knows Shake It Off and considers it.
I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis and Freakier Friday. I'm like, woo!
I know.
Like, I can't have that.
I know. And but you know what? Life is hard.
More than Blank Space?
I think the general public.
We gotta start asking some straight guys.
If straight guys,
like, what Taylor Swift song do you know?
They would say "Shake It Off." Straight guys? Are you
hurts.
kidding? They're the ones that skew the vote.
That's why I don't know a lot of them. I don't know what they're thinking.
The general public. I guess we'll start.
Okay. Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. It's Matt Steele.
And it's Matt Palmer.
And we were just having a panic attack because someone in the live stream that we are doing right now just asked, what is Taylor Swift's signature song? And we discussed for the 2 seconds that we took a break.
Yes.
And we said amongst Taylor's fans, I think it's All Too Well.
Sure.
And amongst maybe the gays in general, I would say Blank Space.
Yes.
But I broke the news. Sorry, guys. The general public, heterosexual public, would say Shake It Off. It would win hands down in a vote that straight guys were voting in.
Remind me to make a poll, because you make polls on Spotify now, and I would like to see between Blank Space and Shake It Off. I mean, I don't know what our listenership is made up of, which you consider.
We know what our listenership is made up. They will vote for Blank Space. What? Are you kidding? Because, they're true Kathys and Jamies.
I'd like to see what the people say to us, because to me, I would like to think we as a culture have moved beyond the need for Shake It Off, and we think of Taylor as the Blank Space songwriter. And I get it, we're talking about the same album.
Yes, but
they're worlds apart.
The general public doesn't think that way. The general public is just like, ooh, Shake It Off. I can play this for my children. I can allow them to enjoy this and dance to it. Oh, my 5-year-old does a great cover.
Right, but you also would say that the general public would say Hero is Mariah's signature song, and I don't think that's true anymore.
Well, obviously not anymore.
Because of We Belong Together. And I would say We Belong Together and Fantasy would be above people.
I would say now. I would say in the 90s, I think people would say
for sure.
Hero.
Absolutely, I agree.
I think now, I think more people would say Fantasy over We Belong Together. I think because Fantasy is used in movies.
It's always being licensed.
It's always being licensed and stuff like that.
But I've seen some videos where they have I don't know what, they have like a party that happens in arenas or stadiums or something where DJs will just play music and people will sing along to it. And the amount of people that know every single word of We Belong Together is shocking. Because there are a lot of words in We Belong Together.
Yes. But there are a lot of Caucasians in America.
And I imagine not really the white community.
They know Fantasy more than they know We Belong Together. We Belong Together's quite mid-tempo for the Caucasian audience.
I mean, but in 2005, y'all were all listening to...
2005, it was a time.
You were all listening to Usher, and you were all listening to We Belong Together.
Yes,
you meaning the whites.
And in 2013, everyone was listening to Roar.
But you don't forget the songs just because time has moved on.
But when time moves on, sometimes I think certain things become bigger, certain things become not smaller, but I think the general public would pick Listen, All I Want for Christmas Is You would be if that was in the poll.
Of course.
But if we're talking just regular, how are we talking about this? This is how slow the news is this week.
This is news. This is top of mind for us, and I feel like it's important that we get to the bottom of it. Yes. So leave a comment. Tell us what Taylor and Mariah's signature songs are, because this is going to keep me up at night.
Listen, I don't like giving this news to the people.
Fantasy would be a fine signature song for Mariah.
It would be an incredible signature.
Of course.
Are you kidding? It's Fantasy. Get out of here. Shake It Off does hurt.
It hurts.
Shake It Off, harmless.
Totally.
Lovely, adorable song. Perfect choice for a first single for the 1989 era.
Sure.
Obviously. Obviously not the best song on that album. Hello, Blank Space is right there, Out of the Woods. But I'm sorry, the voters speak, and the voters, sometimes they're wrong.
Everyone vote in the Spotify.
You're talking to a bunch of gay ass people.
There are some straights that listen to this. Lots of straight ladies and a couple straight guys, and they will give their answers, and we will think about them and see what they say.
Okay, but if we had to poll the general public,
we are the public that listens to us.
The general public doesn't know who the fuck two gay Matts are, guys.
Not yet.
Not yet. We haven't hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube yet,
but soon. Matt Steele.
Yes.
How was your week?
Fine.
Oh, Lord.
My week was fine. I did the regular. I did my little physical therapy because I do that now because I'm old.
It happens.
And I have arthritis in my neck. And I had to get my battery changed on my car.
Oh, right.
Sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
Sucks. But I'd rather get it changed before anything really bad goes awry and I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
So I knew something weird was happening with it. And so I took it to the guy, and you know how mechanics are very aggressive. And then going to a mechanic is so stressful for me because a guy always comes out and mechanics, I love them. I adore them. They're doing God's work, but they always talk to you as if you know about as much cars as they do. And I'm always just like, you got to talk slower, dude. You got to talk slower. They're just like, oh yeah, this, and I'm just like, okay, explain that in a way I can process.
And I always think the concern with mechanics, and again, we love mechanics.
We love
like,
mechanics.
You really have to find one you can trust because they know that we don't know. Like as soon as we walk up to, Valvoline or whatever.
Well, as soon as we skip up to Valvoline.
Exactly. They're like, oh, these queens.
Like, oh God, these people who would vote for Blank Space as Taylor Swift's signature song.
But some of them, if they're, a little crooked, will be like, well, I can charge them for shit they don't need because what are these queens going to do about it?
I don't think I went to a crooked guy.
I
went to a very, my guy was very blunt. I feel like a crooked guy would kind of like coerce me a little more. He'd butter me up a little more and everything. This guy was just like, oh no, this.
When you go back and you ask about what he thinks Taylor Swift and Mariah Carey's signature songs are.
I wonder what the look on his face would be.
I assume you'll get an eye roll.
I imagine just blank. His face
a blank space.
Would be a blank
we count
space.
that as blank space.
Okay, that's a vote for blank space.
Yes.
Matt Palmer, what did you do?
This week, we went over to Jackson's sister's house. His sister and her husband are out of town for a few days, and they have a very sweet dog named Tato, who is a 2.5-year-old golden doodle who needed someone there to be, with her and walk her and make sure she's having fun, make sure she's getting fed.
Tell her she's pretty.
Tell her she's beautiful. She does have very beautiful long eyelashes.
Oh, gorgeous.
And so, as you maybe remember, Jackson very recently hurt his leg.
I remember that.
And so a lot of the walks were on me. And this is a young, big dog. And I feel like they did need to be walked twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And they have a nice yard, which is great. And so Tato can run around out there. And so it was very much up to me being like, okay, I'm going to take this dog for a walk and make sure that it's happy. Because my concern with a dog, and it's just like, well, she can't talk. And so I'm like, I can't tell.
That is a concern with dogs, yes.
I'm like, are you happy? Are you bored? Are you tired? Or are you upset? I just can't, it's hard to gauge how she's feeling. And so I just wanted to make sure she was getting all the walks she needed. And so I would definitely get up close to the 9:00 hour because that's around the time she usually gets on her walk around with her. But it was always awful when people would come and be like, okay, what, where'd she come from? What kind of breed? How old is she? And I'm like, this isn't my dog, babe. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. But I definitely started to feel like, a little, as an uncle of a dog, you start to feel a little parental when you're in charge of this dog's care.
Yeah.
And so I took, some ideas from my friend Sarah, who has a human baby and also a dog. But she was like, sometimes when I'm, walking the stroller with, the baby in it, she'll have one AirPod in.
Okay.
So it's she has one ear making sure nothing happens with the baby and there's no bad interaction.
I hope it's her good ear.
But both her ears are good. But
there's always one that's a little wonky when you get our age,
but
please.
Then when you're, I feel like as a parent, you've got to have your adult time too. You want to listen to your podcast. You want to listen to Mayhem and The Giver by Chappell Roan on loop. And so every morning I'd pop that one AirPod in.
Nice.
And then take this dog for a walk. And Tato was great on the walks. But it was good. It was just okay, this is my first taste of parenthood. And I'm like, I think I could do it.
Oh, were you getting thirsty for it?
No, it does seem like it definitely was a lot of oh wow, I'm glad I don't have a dog. Just because this is so much work.
Oh my God. Every time someone has a pet, I'm always just I am thrilled I don't have this. I am thrilled. I love how you're worried, is the dog happy?
Yes.
You're kind of like our friend who has been on the podcast many times.
Yes.
Matt Bridges.
Yes.
He and his boyfriend Rudy got a dog.
Yes.
Maybe a year ago?
So cute.
Year and a half ago? Boogie. We love Boogie. Boogie's iconic.
Boogie.
Matt Bridges, since getting this dog, literally I will go to Matt Bridges, hang out, which I did this week. I hung out with Matt Bridges.
Oh, yay.
And literally every 5 seconds, Matt Bridges will just look at Boogie and go, I'm worried he's sad. Does he seem sad to you? And I'm just no, bitch. And I'm always just oh, let's go somewhere to get lunch or whatever. And he's just I can't. Boogie gets sad. And I'm
you're gone for a
yes. And I'm just the dog is not sad. And he's but he misses us when we're gone and everything. And I'm just it's a dog. He's a dog. Yes, obviously you got to teach the dog sometimes we won't be home,
right?
And so but he's always just projecting feelings onto the dog, and then the dog is fine. And then Rudy came back and Matt Bridges was just do you think Boogie's sad? And Rudy's no. Boogie's fucking fine. Shut up.
I understand the concern. The dog did not ask to be adopted by you, and so you want to do right by the dog. I get it. I really do. Just because this is a young, large dog, it needs space to roam, and I don't want to be, if their quality of life could be better, I want to have a part in that as their caregiver for 5 days.
Babe, the dog isn't going to remember this week with you. I'm sorry.
I think the next time I see the dog, Tato's going to be oh my gosh, Matt took me on walks. What a nice guy.
The dog will be something smells familiar. I remember liking this smell. This must be the same smell. I'm happy. But I mean, dogs literally like, as long as they're around anybody, they're happy. Like dogs are just so happy to see anybody.
Sure, but they also get their exercise.
That's not to say you didn't do a good job. Let's not say you weren't a lovely uncle.
I was.
But still, like dogs, it's not hard to make dogs happy. Like just feed it, pet it. Say, I love you. You got such beautiful eyelashes.
Also get it on walks, especially if it's big.
Walks. Yes.
Allow it to roam.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think, what I'm saying is, I don't think you needed to worry as much as you worried.
Okay.
Matt Bridges, you also don't need to worry as much as you worry about
But I get it, Matt Bridges. I absolutely understand it. And so, yes, it was a lot of time with Tato. And they also have a tortoise named Harry, who's much easier.
You babysat Harry.
Yes. Harry's been over to this apartment. But the thing is, Harry moves pretty fast.
Yeah,
we took Harry out of his little aquarium thing. He walked across the room in no time. And I was like, what corner is he in? We lost Harry. But Harry's gotten so big now that it's harder to lose him. But yes, it was a fun weekend. We had friends over. Joe and Tim came over on Friday to the house, which is fun. It's like, oh, wow. We have a house that has 4 walls that are not connecting other people's homes. It's exciting.
Yeah.
And then Jackson's cousin, Mike, came over last night and slept over. So it was very social. We watched Drag Race. I'm all caught up. And I'm so glad, spoiler alert, if you're not caught up, Anya won again.
It wasn't the finale.
Not
I thought you were spoiling.
No. She just won the Maxi Challenge of the week. I really think that Anya, my fave, and the Matt Steele, Susie Toot are going to be in the final 3 with Sam, who's like the I don't even know if she's from Texas, but she's like the Southern girl, very pageanty, very big blonde hair, but does a great job as well.
Is that what they do for Drag Race Final 3?
They do Final 3.
I don't like Final 3. The Survivor does Final 3s, and I'm just like, no, Final 2. Like it out.
Well, it's Final 3 into the we're filming this finale live.
Okay,
and so then. Essentially, one person does get kicked off.
Okay.
And so then there's a final 2. You watch them do their final lip sync, and then they film crowning both of the finalists.
I do know that. Yeah,
and then they only show who won. At airing, they decide which visual to show.
It's kind of like hard because because I'm going through my Survivor binge. I started season 1 a couple years ago, and I'm working my way through. I just finished season 31.
Wow,
Cambodia, which was like a second chance this season. It's spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know. The season's 10 years old, but whatever. Right. It's the season that Jeremy from Traitors won.
Okay.
And he won with like a 10-0 vote. So there were these 2 other people, Tasha and Spencer, who were there, but I'm kind of like, well, who came in second? No one came in second.
No way to know.
Sharing second and third sucks.
Yeah,
give me a second.
There's a clear second in Drag Race, which is
okay.
Nice. Yeah, so you don't hurry about that. But I'm still behind on Severance and White Lotus. I'm not gonna. I guess White Lotus is just gonna be airing as we do this podcast, but I'm not as up to date as some people in the world are, and that's hard for me. You're
gonna make it through.
I think I will.
But we'll Tato. You like Tato and Boogie will be fine and lead a happy life.
That's all I want. I
think you're gonna get that.
Should we jump in?
I think you should strive for happier.
Yeah,
something bigger, better.
Hey, if you want bigger and better things for us, go to patreon.com/2GayMats and do your part. Make our lives as good as Tato's and Boogie's.
Oh, they're great lives, guys.
We want that.
And we're in a competition with them.
We definitely are.
It's always a competition.
Oh. Are you ready to jump into the news for idiots?
Yeah.
Could you not underplay them? There are some news stories.
Guys, this is going to be the most thrilling fucking podcast you've ever listened to. Let's go.
They should be on the edge of their seats. First up, the teaser trailer for Freakier Friday came out, I believe, on Friday, which would make sense. And Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis are returning for Freakier Friday, which is coming to theaters in August 8th of this year. Their previous film was released in 2003, and I watched the trailer. You also watched the trailer.
I did.
What'd you think?
It looks like fun. It looks like fun. It looks very fun.
Yes.
I'm a big Freaky Friday fan, but I'm a big fan of the OG Freaky Friday with Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris, who's one of my favorite actresses ever.
Yeah.
And that was a VHS I popped in all the time when I was a kid, and so I'm not as connected to the Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
I did see it once in theaters, and I remember enjoying it very much. I remember Jamie Lee Curtis got a Golden Globe nomination.
Oh, wow.
Very great performance.
Love that.
That monologue at the end. They had good chemistry together. The trailer seemed like fun.
It did.
I'm sure.
They both looked great.
It looked great.
They looked great.
They looked great. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you for the correction,
yes.
I guess. I'm sure I will understand the plot once I'm sitting there seeing the movie.
Right. But the fact that there are 4 different characters, including Lindsay and Jamie Lee's characters, being brain swapped.
I'm sure one of them
Yes.
is Lindsay's daughter in the movie.
Yes.
Are
I assume
both
that
of
too.
them?
Is one of them might be the daughter's friend?
A friend. Why does she have a British accent? She has a British accent. Maybe is the actress British but the thing is the thing that confused me in the trailer is they walk in and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And they're like, and it's like, there's more than just a double swap. It's a quadruple swap, maybe. That even wasn't clear. And then the British one, whoever she is, was like, I'm grandma.
Right.
And it's like,
so now are we bringing people back from...
But where's grandma? Like,
where's
are we
grandma?
bringing people... Yeah, grandma wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah,
was grandma in the OG movie?
I don't know. I think grandma's no longer with us.
Okay.
You know,
but
how did she get into that little girl's head?
I mean, that does make it a Freaky Friday.
It is a very Freaky Friday.
Yeah, and also like because I first saw the poster.
Yes.
And it's like they were in these outfits, but they both looked like they were young outfits. So it seems like maybe Wait. Oh my God.
What?
Okay. Oh my God. I feel like an idiot.
No, I don't know.
Okay. It seems like Jamie Lee and Lindsay swapped with said young girls.
Okay.
And the young girl is like, I'm grandma, meaning Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm thinking the girl is speaking on behalf of Lindsay Lohan, being like, it's Lindsay Lohan's girl. We are so fucking stupid.
Look, that was a confusing trailer. I stand by it being confusing.
I can't believe. But also, the question of the British accent is now even a bigger question mark because Jamie Lee doesn't have a.
No, she's not British in this movie.
So I guess the girl is British. Is she because the thing is she like an adopted daughter of Lindsay Lohan? Because if she's like friend of Lindsay Lohan's daughter, she wouldn't refer to, I guess she would refer Lindsay. I guess Jamie Lee would tell whoever her actual granddaughter is, it's me, grandma.
But then it's like, I don't know. There's just a lot of characters,
guys,
a lot of
I'm so sorry for anyone who has had to listen to the last 2 minutes of this podcast.
I stand by it. I think it is confusing and we worked it out together. And I feel like if you had not seen the trailer, you'll go into it knowing something we did not.
I cannot believe I just thought of that just now.
I think no one thought of it until now.
We thought it was like a seance happened and a dead woman came into this random young girl's body.
I still don't think that'd be the weirdest thing that happened. So, because the assumption now is like, are one of those little girls in the other little girl or are they both in the adult?
I think the two girls are in the adults.
And the adults are in
the adults are in the girls.
Okay.
Who the other girl is, not sure.
Unclear.
That's why the poster, I was just like, why do they both look like they're wearing young girl outfits? Because they should be swapped, like grandma outfit and mother outfit.
Shouldn't this movie be less confusing? Like from
this
the
is gonna
teaser.
Get maybe people to see it.
I mean, yes, I will go, but I'm just saying, like, this isn't Severance. I shouldn't be having to really figure out what's happening moment to moment from this teaser. It's a Disney film that should be pretty straightforward, and that's my qualm at this point. I've thought about it too much.
The kids in the live chat are saying they got it. So we the old people are wow.
I'm not embarrassed. You might be embarrassed.
Okay.
I'm not embarrassed.
Okay.
It was too confusing.
All right. Well, I hope maybe we can swap brains with some of the people that are in the live chat right now and they could sit here and they could explain the trailer of Freakier Friday better than we could. Sorry, guys.
In, old movie news that might become new movie news, Regina Hall was chatting with Entertainment Tonight and dished about many of her incredible projects she has going on. But the highlight for me, and I think for you, is that she hints at a possible return to the Scary Movie franchise for its upcoming reboot. She says, quote, I mean, that's what I'm hearing, so we'll see. The fact that, like, I've never seen this film, but I feel like I've seen it just...
Wait. Pause the fucking podcast. You've never seen even the first Scary movie?
I've seen no Scary movies.
We are sitting down one day, and we are watching Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2.
I assume Regina Hall's in both?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, just making sure, because I will only watch with her. But I have seen... I feel like every GIF that has been made of this movie starring Regina Hall, like I have seen a million times, like what an everlasting role that has followed. And like she's had this incredible career, but people always identifier with Brenda from the Scary Movies. And the fact that we might be getting more Brenda in Scary Movie is very exciting for those who love that.
Should have been nominated for an Oscar. Anna Faris is also fucking excellent. Everyone is great. And like, I love the Scary Movies. One is, I think the Wayans brothers are so fucking funny.
They're brilliant.
Yeah. And so I love the Wayans brothers. And I remember seeing Scary Movie in theater, probably far too young to be sitting in that movie theater seeing Scary Movie, the first one, 25 years ago. But God damn it. I have seen that movie so many times, and the second one so many. Speaking of movies that don't make any sense, Scary Movie 2 especially, but I love every second, so I might like this Freakier Friday. And Regina Hall is so excellent, and it's such an iconic role. I had no idea that Scary Movie 5 actually happened.
I don't think the Wayans brothers were involved.
No, the Wayans brothers weren't. I think they were slightly involved in Scary Movie 3.
Okay.
It was a different director, some different writers. Scary Movie 4, I don't think they were involved in, and Scary Movie 5, they were definitely not involved in. In my Wikipedia research, Scary Movie 5 came out somehow, that unbeknownst to me, in 2013. It had Ashley Tisdale in it, which I'm like, how did I miss this? That's my girl. And apparently, even though it has 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, that's low.
It sure is. But it made $78 or $73 million at the box office. And the budget was only $20 million. And I'm like, wow. In 2013, we were investing $20 million into like a Scary Movie 5. Cinema has changed. I mean, the Best Picture winner this year, Anora, budget was $6 million.
Right.
And we're investing like almost 4 times that in Scary Movie 5.
And it made that money back. That is a shock.
It made that money back.
That is a shock.
With 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. The power of scary movies, guys.
Well, Anna Faris apparently just looked up. She said that whether she comes back to Scary Movie 6 depends on Regina Hall's involvement.
Yes.
So it seems like check there. And also, number 2, if they pay her enough money. So pay her money.
Sure.
I feel like if the Wayans brothers are at the helm again, they would.
That's what I want.
Make the movie without.
Because I did like Scary Movie 3. I like Scary Movie 4. Did not see Scary Movie 5.
Yeah.
But there's definitely I'm not even going to say like a dip in quality, because like they were still good movies. Like I still enjoy myself, but there's not as much of a clear like sort of like vision of what the comedy is. Because it felt like more people were involved in 3 and 4,
right?
Whereas the Wayans brothers were really very much at the helm of 1 and 2.
And they're officially returning for Scary Movie 6, just so that's clear.
Anna?
The Wayans brothers. Just so you're clear. Anna's unclear. Regina seems like probably
Anna, girl. The Wayans brothers are there. Regina's there.
You gotta go.
I'm there.
Matt Steele's gonna be first in line.
Let's go.
All right. So I guess I have to watch some scary movies between now and then.
Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you don't get the references. Just watch scary movies.
Great. Doechii has been named the Billboard Woman of the Year for 2025.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that is very cool. Previous recipients have been SZA, Karol G, Olivia Rodrigo, Cardi B, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Madonna, and Lady Gaga. So she's in great company. She also just released, apparently, she did, I think much before she, blew up like she is today, she did a song called Anxiety that samples, oh gosh, what was that song? It was such a big radio hit. Doechii did it. I can't believe I remember the artist's name. It was like his one big hit.
Oh, somebody that I used to know.
Somebody that I used to know.
That's a great song.
And then she has a whole rap over it talking about it's called Anxiety. And she released it after it started going viral on Twitter or on TikTok. She released a version that she like recorded on her own. She's like, okay, you guys want to hear this? I'll put out an official version. And I believe it might be going top 10 on the Hot 100 this week. It is a part of a huge viral sensation on TikTok now, where people are doing, dances behind one another, because, you don't do anything else on TikTok besides dance behind one another, and they're doing it to Doechii. So I just love that she is having this moment. I feel like again, we saw her at the Grammys. She is a performer. She is a rapper. She is a vocalist, and also just like, she just has such star quality. So like seeing her blow up in this way is so incredibly exciting. Yeah,
a very big talent. I'm so glad that y'all got us to listen to her, because we could have just slipped on by and the old confused gays that we are.
Yes, and we can't have that. Yeah, we needed Doechii in our lives, so I'm glad she is there. Did you hear Wendy Williams on The View?
I did.
I did not hear it, but it was like a day or two after Some other odd things were happening within her conservatorship. What did you get from Wendy Williams? She called in, right? She wasn't there physically.
She called in,
okay,
yes, because she could not be there physically.
How did she sound?
She sounded okay. She sounded pretty like focused and very much just like, and much calmer than I would expect her to be as someone who feels like they are trapped. She's like trapped on a floor of a building.
Wow.
And she's simply just stating like, I should not be in this like conservatorship. If anything, I need a new a guardian.
Yeah.
I should not be on this floor. When I tell you, I don't leave my room for like days at a time. And it was very like clear. It was focused. She obviously like didn't have the same like Wendy energy that she has like on her talk show. I mean, but it's been a while since she's hosted the talk show, like several years. But so she does have like a sense of like, she sounds like someone who's kind of been through a lot.
Yeah.
But in terms of sounding lucid, I think she did.
Wow.
You know, and it was a much like calmer interview than I was like kind of expecting.
Right.
Even if she you know, like wasn't like I wasn't expecting her to be like totally like out there and everything, but I wasn't expecting it to be as sort of like clear as it was for someone who has been through as much as they have.
And I feel like it was just the day prior that she was taken to a hospital from her assisted living facility after asking for help. She apparently like held up a sign in the window on that floor being like help! Exclamation point, Wendy! Exclamation point. This was all around 11:15 a.m. on Monday, March 10th. And then at the hospital, sources told TMZ that Wendy scored a 10 out of 10 on her psych exam, also known as a capacity test. And as a result of all of this, NYPD and Adult Protective Services have launched investigations into Wendy Williams' guardianship. So maybe she will be getting freed soon. If she is passing these psych exams left and right, it's determined that she is coherent and like safe to be in charge of her body and her business, then maybe, I don't know, I'm glad they're looking into it. They will know better than we will.
Yes.
But if she sounds good and is getting great reports, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I know like sometimes like dementia and stuff like that is a very like fickle, crazy thing where it's like some days you go like long streaks where you're totally fine, totally normal and everything, and then there are rough moments where you do go downhill for a little bit and then go back up. So it's an ever-changing thing. I think especially when you are like young, on the younger side of it. But from what I heard on the interview, I think she sounded good.
Oh, so yeah, sending well wishes to Wendy Williams and her family. And happier news, Normani is engaged to DK Metcalf, who apparently is a football player. Hot.
We love it when talented people find each other.
Yeah, absolutely. He's on the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is 27 to Normani's 28. And
a younger man.
A younger man.
Oh, Normani.
I am so happy for her. And apparently something that he said when he was discussing his engagement was like the moment he saw the Motivation music video, he was like, that's the woman I'm going to marry.
Oh, I love that.
And it's like, Normani, if you put out music videos, people will love you.
Good things happen.
Because
we also had a similar reaction to Normani's Motivation music video. You especially. You were like, stop everything and watch this.
I don't think I have spam texted a music video to more people in my life because I just was like, this is out of this world. And I'm so glad it's led to this beautiful place. I know she went through a lot getting that album out. So whatever she wants to do next, I support. But I also would like some visuals. Like the visual component of her artistry is something that inspires marriage proposals. Okay,
especially because Dopamine is a very good album.
Someone's talking about Insomnia and how it should have been a single.
Oh, Insomnia was so good.
What a highlight of that record. So I'm very happy for her personally and hope that this inspires her professionally to get in front of that red light, because we got to see those moves. We got to hear more songs. But more importantly, because the songs are there. Just make some videos for songs that are already out. I would love that for you.
Hey.
And for all of us. But congratulations.
Congratulations. We're happy. You're doing a lot of things. Yes.
Hacks Season 4's official trailer came out. It is going to be premiering on April 10th on Max. I'm excited for Season 4. Season 3 ended on such a big cliffhanger because Ava was getting a little pushed out, but then she basically blackmailed, her boss. And I'm excited to see how that all goes.
I'm excited for you. I have not seen Hacks.
Oh, and it's great, especially now that we hung out with Rose Abdo.
Friends with Rose Abdo. It was so funny. We're in the green room for Love It or Leave It, and I turned to Rose Abdo and I go, "So what do you do?"
That was so funny.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm on a TV show, Hacks."
When you said, "What do you do?" I was like, "No."
and I was just like, "Oh," and Matt Palmer just goes, "I love you on Hacks." And I was just like, "Oh, Matt Palmer's always yelling at me to watch Hacks," and now like you can literally yell at me to my face, Rose Abdu, that I need to like watch Hacks, and I still haven't. But she was lovely. She was lovely. So much fun in that green
and
room.
So kind,
so
and
great,
like just and also hilarious on the show. Also, you saw John Lovett is getting married. He's engaged too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I saw him pop up on Instagram. Engaged.
Everyone's getting engaged except for a man.
A man.
Oh my God! What's this country coming to?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I really don't know.
But I'm not getting engaged. What's wrong with me?
That's okay. You can keep engaging with
I'm
your own content.
with my art.
Your art, yes.
Yes. Normani is getting engaged to a man, not her own content.
So yes, you'll be the flip side of Normani.
I'll be the flip side of Normani.
Yes.
I will engage.
You don't need a football husband. You need.
I'm down.
But
I'm
wouldn't
down.
you love to engage with your art if you had to choose between football husband or engaging with art?
If I got engaged to a football husband, I wouldn't have to work another damn day in my life, and I could engage with my art. So, moral of the story:
marry rich,
and then you can finally make your next feature film.
Okay.
Yeah, because do you think he would fund it? My husband, my hot footballer husband.
I mean, there's just a lot of imagination we're having to do here. But
what else am I doing with my life? But just like imagining scenarios in which I'm happy.
Hey, you're leading co-leading a podcast that's blowing up and is so exciting, even if the news is a little lackluster.
Yeah, sure.
Ted Lasso is coming back for season 4.
Oh my God! It's all just like we're announcing sequels, guys. This is this is a podcast for sequels.
It is the podcast for sequels.
Podcast for sequels.
Because season 3 ended in such a way that was so incredibly bizarre in Ted Lasso, where it was like, is this the series finale? It was so unclear, and it was clear to me that like the network had not decided, that the creators had not decided, but it does seem like it is coming back for season 4 officially. And Jason Sudeikis decided to announce this on Travis and Jason Kelsey's podcast. I'm like, that's a weird place to do this.
Speaking of football husbands,
that's true. And thinking of podcasters, you know.
Oh God.
How do we do a collab with them? What would we talk about?
How do we even reach out to? What's that?
They would definitely say, you cannot ask about Taylor. And I'd be like, well. So, what do your better halves do?
We will ask Travis Kelce his thoughts on what Taylor's signature song is.
Let's see, because I mean, he's so in, but he's so out as a football player.
I know. I guarantee you he'll know like what Taylor's personal favorite song that she thinks is like underrated amongst like the general public.
Right.
And he knows to say that.
Oh.
It's kind of like Mariah's future husband will be like, my favorite Mariah song is Slipping Away. Because
like, someday, I don't know her.
Someday, I've never heard that song ever.
So yes, he decided, Jason Sudeikis decided to announce it on their podcast, and it looks like several people are coming back, like Hannah Waddingham, Brett Goldstein, and Jeremy Swift, and that they will now, in this version of the series, be running a women's soccer team instead of a men's soccer team. So there's going to be a big change in the cast in that way. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like the third season was a little lackluster, and I would like to see more of Nate, even though, you know, he was kind of an asshole for a minute there in season 3, but we'll see how it all goes, how it all shakes out. I'm more excited than not excited, but a little nervous. All right.
Don't be scared.
You know, I get scared.
Girl, if it's not good, you'll be fine. Don't the dog is fine. You'll be fine.
I don't know if I'll be fine. I mean, I did this season finally say we cannot keep watching Love is Blind. It's so bad. This past Minnesota season was like, there were so many episodes in the motherfucking pods, and all the episodes, they're stretching out to be like an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, nothing is happening. Get to the point. So I don't love to give up on television, but I can. Push me far enough, I will do it.
Yeah, exactly. What you won't give up on though, the OC.
Oh.
You'll rewatch that season 3.
We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. Lady Gaga's Mayhem is debuting at number 1. It has already debuted, on the Billboard 200 with 219,000 album units earned, 136,000 pure album sales. It is her 7th and number 1 album on the chart and scores Gaga her largest streaming week ever. Mayhem's opening week sales, there were vinyl sales of 74,000. And it's just like, wow, that basically so much of the physical sales these days are vinyls. And like, if you told us that when we were growing up, like, what are you talking about?
I know. We did not play that game.
No, we had CDs.
We had
CDs.
That for? Yeah, but I guess the kids like their vinyls now. I think because like and sure, like young people, they love the actual art that their favorite artists put out.
Yes.
But I feel like a lot of standing artists now is kind of just like proving that you're the biggest stan.
And like being a collector.
Being the collector and be like, well, I have this version and this, and I have 12,000 versions of folklore.
Right. Which I think always existed as a thing, but it seemed less focused on it. Like it was never like, oh, if you don't have every edition of glitter, you're not a real lamb. Like it was like, I bought glitter.
Well, now
it came out.
there's like pressure to show it on social media.
Oh, so this is all social media.
It's like people when they would take pictures of their food. Remember that? And they would post it.
I do remember that.
People take pictures of their vinyls.
Oh, wow.
And they're just like, look at my food. Look what I'm eating.
So you're saying vinyl's the new food.
Vinyl's the new food.
Got it. Okay. 5 years ago last week was the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak.
Well, guys, we're going to take our break now.
5 years. And I know I say this every time COVID comes up, but the fact that we have so much audio footage of us being like, this isn't going to be a real thing.
This was before COVID happened.
It was, but like
when it became a real thing, we were like, this is a real thing.
Of course. But like there were so many rumblings and people were like, hey guys, this is going to be real. And we were just like, oh, like the bird flu was real. Get over it.
Yeah, because there were so many like bird flu and that kind of stuff,
Yes.
swine flu and everything. It was kind of just like, oh yeah, this will be a frustrating like thing, but the government will take care of it. They'll nip it in the bud.
I mean, we should have known if we were relying on that fucking government, and we'd be relying on them again if that were to happen.
Oh God, yeah. So but you know, it's crazy how quickly a half a decade goes by.
I mean, I remember the moment I found out that the NBA suspended their season, which was again 5 years ago, and when Tom Hanks.
The moment it became real was Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
And
that's when I was at the restaurant when that happened, and it was just like, oh shit,
This is real.
This is like affecting people we know, even though we don't know them. But like when you would hear about like bird flu and like swine flu and stuff like that, you would always hear of like a couple cases.
Yeah.
You never knew the names attached to the couple of cases.
Right.
But this was just like, oh no, this is one of the most beloved actors of all time and his like very beloved wife.
And it's like, do you think we as a culture have even begun like excavating the trauma of that time? Like so many people lost family members. We were all stuck inside for so long. And so many people in coming out of it were so thoughtless and cruel in their like deciding not to wear masks around people who maybe had disabilities or were more susceptible to serious ramifications. I just feel like we're going to be unpacking this for the rest of our lives. Not to make it dark, but I do feel that way.
I'll be fine. I think there are definitely like people in the world though who definitely will be. It was
a wild time.
It was a wild time.
And it's lovely that we're in this moment. We're like, are we out of anything ever? Who knows? But like life seems more normal than it had ever. Like there were moments where I was like, will life feel normal again?
I always knew it would feel normal again. There were some slight personality traits of people that were affected.
No.
But I'm happy to feel normal enough again. I mean, I have arthritis in my neck now, but
I remember getting that vaccine.
it was just like, hey.
That was the best. That was the best. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Is there any other news for idiots you'd like to share with the people?
No, for having no news, have all sequels, but I figured we didn't have anything to say about them, but we went on for 40 minutes.
Yes, look at us.
Well, God, we
Didn't
are
think we could do
miracle
it.
workers, guys.
There can be miracles.
When?
You
Believe.
We're going to take a quick break. Then be back with more 2Gay Mats, the podcast.
The thing happened again.
Oh, we'll go to file or something. I bet there's an option. Stop. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Was that so scary?
Yeah.
Life hasn't felt normal since 2016. That is true.
I remember the news the first half of the year was like being smacked back to back.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that Kobe
It
was
was
that
insane.
year.
It was insane.
Oh, yeah, that was the fact. I just can't wrap my head around it being 5 years.
And I just remember people saying things like months in being like, I'd be okay if this was the new normal. And I was like, eat shit. Truly, you have Stockholm syndrome now. Like, no. I need to be out.
And it also is just like, you guys, some people are very affected. Like, let's not be thoughtless and callous. Like, just because you are able-bodied and healthy and like doesn't mean everyone is.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, ooh, I get to stay home in my comfy cozies. It's like, no, people are dying, babe. Like, let's read the room.
I think it was 5 years ago today I saw that Vanessa Hudgens released her iconic.
Oh God.
Truly iconic.
Some people are gonna die.
Yeah. Some people are gonna die. But it's
That was a mess.
And then she just said something that we all should say more. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Was it Instagram live or because she couldn't have like recorded that?
It was like it was like
got it.
It was
okay.
a live, and then she like realized like maybe that was a dumb thing to say. Like realizing it in real time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's okay, Vanessa.
We'll
none of us knew what we were doing back in that
Steve,
day.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That is awful. Graduating high school during 2020 was the most insane thing ever. I also remember thinking the 5-year-olds in 2020 are so lucky they won't remember, but I have a teacher friends who are worried about their 10-year-olds. I mean,
sure.
The idea of being in school at that time,
I know,
and how like, if not educationally, which likely yes, but like socially,
I can't imagine.
How do you come back from that?
I know. I was very happy to be like, I'm so happy I am not like in school myself, and I'm happy I don't have like children right now.
I know.
Where I would be trying
being
to
a parent at that time.
I can't imagine what that was like. I can't imagine what
heroes.
That was like. I know.
She was so upset she couldn't dress up as a Native American at Coachella.
Was that Vanessa?
That was Vanessa. She did do stuff like that.
We all make mistakes.
We didn't make that mistake. But she did.
What are you gonna do?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, slow pop culture news.
Yeah, we talked about like 5 sequels, bitch.
Hey, but
Freakier
we did it.
Friday.
We did it.
Hacks 4, Ted Lasso 4, whatever 3. I don't know.
It still counts.
Scary Movie 6.
Hey, but hey, I informed you a lot about Scary Movie 6.
Yeah.
You didn't know the Wayans brothers are coming back.
I'm thrilled.
I'm happy to help out.
You need to see the first 2 Scary Movies.
Okay, I can do that.
They're just so great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I worked hard all of high school to have a little more fun in uni, then COVID happened. Oh. Good question. Can we deduct 2 or 3 years from our ages because of COVID? I would love that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only fair.
Yeah. Oh, and I was releasing a movie at the time.
It had come out by COVID, right?
No, it came out July 2020. Remember? So I was editing the trailers and stuff and also working my restaurant job.
Wait, but when did we go to the Chinese theater? That must have been later.
No, that was May of 2019. That was like for the
for the premiere. But when it was being released, okay,
when it was like being released to the general public.
Yes,
it was a year out. It was a year in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was stressful.
It was a stressful time.
Yeah,
it's a stressful time.
Yeah. How do we get Stealing Scary Movies?
Yes.
Oh, I want to do it.
That would be amazing.
Who could I play? I'm surprised there was no comments in the Beyonce slowish.
Her tickets aren't slowish. Like she's like 90% sold out. That's fine. Like who cares? Like,
fine, guys.
And I'll tell you, for those Beehive pre-sales, she's making a lot of money because I got duped.
It's fine. Have you found someone to?
Someone bought 2 of the 4 tickets.
Okay.
So I just need 2.
You need 2 tickets. If you need a pair of tickets.
Yes.
And want to sit next to 2 nice people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone try for Sabrina tickets for the second leg of the North American tour? Did anyone?
No. I didn't. I mean, but I bet she's lovely live.
Folks can't buy eggs. Eggs are expensive right now.
Oh, Cowboy Carter tour is 95% sold out.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Are you watching The White Lotus? Yes.
No. Your follow count and growth is crazy. By the end of this year, you'll have 125.
I don't think 125.
125.
I don't think 125.
That's.
But that's lovely.
That's
I think
lovely.
it'll be 110, which is even a push.
Yeah, I think it's a push.
It's a push.
I think.
What?
107.
All right.
All right.
I mean, if the girls keep putting, because I mean, Eternal Sunshine, Deluxe, and short film or whatever. But honestly, hopefully we have a bigger bump in patrons.
I know.
I know y'all are mad, but that Gaga video is coming out tomorrow. So please stop spamming us asking where it is.
Please.
This is the new era.
And it's not going to get us to release it faster.
It really won't. Really won't.
Because, guys, you got to do what we got to do. Did you watch Righteous Gemstones.
I don't.
No.
I've heard it's good. Tonight's episode was bonkers. Ooh, and the thing is, I'm here tonight because I have to wake up really early for a work meeting, and I didn't want to drive back to the house and, whatever. But I have to watch White Lotus with Jackson, and so I can't watch it after this because I'm a good fucking boyfriend.
I'm so sorry.
Who's going to play me in the movie?
You could just watch it without telling Jackson. Okay.
I feel like that is such a like underneath cheating.
Oh.
That's number 2. That's a betrayal. All
right.
And sometimes I'm like, Matt P, how did you get so many tickets again? I got 4 during the Beehive pre-sale. And then a few days later, I was like, I think I overpaid for tickets that weren't that great. And then I looked online for 4 more tickets, and I got 4 in better seats that were just a little bit more expensive than what I got for really bad seats. So I'm selling, not that they're really bad. You're front row of your section.
You're going to have a great time.
You're going to have a great time, and you're going to be front of your section. But the section was just higher than I wanted to be. And so I'm selling those first 4.
My birthday is Tuesday, so I'll watch your Mayhem reaction.
Oh, perfect.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Steve.
Steel can play a parody of the Sun in Hereditary. Yes, it is because of the curly hair. I'll take it. I'll play that Sun.
Also, who am I going to play? I guess not in Hereditary, but in Scary Movie 6.
Scary Movie 6?
Yeah.
Have there been any since Scary Movie, because I'm trying to be have there been any scary movies that in the last 10 years that are more than just white people? But I'm just oh wait, Get Out. The whole surgence of horror films with black casts have just gone up so much, especially because of Get Out.
No, Moop, my second 4 tickets were not resale. They were straight from Ticketmaster, but the dynamic pricing had lowered them to a place that was reasonable. Because when I was looking at this 200 era section on the BI pre-sale, it was that maybe $1,000 per ticket. It's I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that.
No, people are paying that money for Othello. Someone told me that Othello tickets for Broadway, for the premium seats, are $1,000. That's with Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Guys,
no,
it's gone crazy. Theater tickets and concert tickets have gone crazy.
I don't go to concerts, so I'm fine.
So yeah, just Broadway
fine
for you.
Unless the Spice Girls are reuniting again.
I need Daetix to sponsor us.
Right?
What the fuck? We talk about Broadway. Mayhem is so good. Agreed, Robbie. Which, by the way, I'm going to need all y'all Gaga fans who said that I hated Gaga for however long to be in the comments being Matt P loves Gaga.
I mean, who's going to comment in there being he hates Gaga in our Mayhem reaction?
That would
video?
be crazy.
Yeah.
But they need to point out we were wrong about Matt. Justice for Matt P.
The Gaga fans aren't like the Taylor fans. If you say in a Taylor video, oh, I really like this album, the Taylor fans will come in the comments and be really? Because 7 years ago, you said this about this song on Reputation. And it's yeah, it's a different fucking song.
Yes.
And I stand by my thoughts. It's not gotcha. And also, you're crazy for remembering that. A Get Out parody where Steele and Cindy and Steele are the siblings after Palmer and Brenda.
Oh, God.
That would be so funny. Vanish Into You was the first song written for the era.
Oh.
I didn't know that. And Othello isn't allowing late seating for anyone to leave their seat during the show. And they won't be let in and making everyone lock their phones in pouches. Wow.
Candy Burris is a producer on Othello. Broadway does rush tickets. My ex and I got 2 Lion King tickets for $90 each. 2 GM fans are insane. LOL, myself included. I actually think most of the people who are fans of us are cool,
wonderful,
lovely,
and cool,
smart with it.
We
and get it. We shit on their favorite artists. And it's oh, those guys.
Yeah.
It's the people who are just looking for
who found
Lady
us.
Gaga reaction.
Yes.
And it's
and are looking to
they're
looking to fight.
They're looking to fight. And it's babe, I'm not fighting you.
No.
Matt, steal mine.
No.
You might
I only correct. If someone is just if someone says something factually incorrect,
you'll jump
in a comment, I'll just be actually, this is incorrect.
Right.
This is what I said.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Okay, Othello can officially calm down. Yeah, they're doing a lot.
It's a lot. I mean, people do need to know to show up on time. I'm just saying. They need to know to show up the fucking time. When I go to see a movie and people show up 15 minutes after the movie starts, after 25 minutes of previews, I'm like, how do you function in life? Like, I truly do not understand how people can do that.
I mean, I was late for A Star Is Born.
How? It's like, did you see it on an AMC? There's 25 minutes of trailers.
No, but sometimes you get, the parking's tough, and
sometimes. When we were trying to find parking for Wicked, I was petrified. I was so scared. I thought we weren't going to.
And the thing is, we were so early, but it took us so long to find.
It took us so long to find.
Yes.
And I knew it because I was just like, seeing a movie on a Friday night, the premiere of Wicked on a Friday night, like it's going to be in Burbank, downtown Burbank. Like it's going to take us forever to find parking. And I knew we should have left earlier.
It worked. We didn't miss a second of it.
Ooh, I squeezed in an impossible to get parking spot that night. And my friend Cecilia, who I drove, was just like, the person next to you was going to key your fucking car. And I'm just like, it's not my fault that an oversized car parked in a compact spot. I have a compact car and I parked in a compact spot. It is the person next to me.
Was it a Cybertruck?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was some other car. But then when I went back to get my car, the car was still there. So
okay. So you could just like squeeze out.
Oh, yeah, because I'm teeny tiny.
Okay.
Squeezed in, squeezed out.
Sometimes I need a bathroom break before intermission. Oh, I'm being attacked. LMAO. I don't watch trailers. I enter the theater once the film starts.
That's crazy. Why? Don't you want to sit and like make sure you're there on time?
Sometimes the trailers, it's like, oh, God, wrap it up.
Sure, but like I'd rather like sit through trailers and know I'm not missing any of the movie than like sort of be like try to guess how long the trailers are going to be and risk being late to a movie.
I don't care.
Because the beginning of the movie's usually like the most exciting part. It's the part where you got to grab the audience's attention.
At the very beginning of A Star Is Born, Gaga's like working in a restaurant or something. She's like running around the kitchen. Or is it at her house? Remember?
I don't remember the beginning.
Tell us what happens at the beginning of A Star Is Born.
I do remember her walking out of her restaurant and quietly just star.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Born. I did like that.
Even if I'm 20 minutes early and
A Star Is Born starts with Bradley Cooper at a festival, like a music festival type thing.
Really?
Yes.
I have never seen that scene.
Yeah, it's. I remember now.
Wow.
AMC trailers are always 20 minutes. Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm always there. Sat.
Okay, all right.
I don't like knowing too much of anything of films, so I don't watch trailers. But that always makes you wonder, like, how do you know if you want to see a movie? Like, you judge by a poster?
Or do you just look at the Rotten Tomatoes score and decide?
Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Just being honest as to what people might do.
No, because sometimes critics are dumb. Everyone knows Scary Movie 5 should have gotten 44% and not 4%. Okay?
The glitter percentage is too low, too.
Yeah.
What is it? It's not 0, is it?
It can't be 0. Well, like,
let's see.
It's got to have a little. I'm sure someone.
Oh, that's the audience score. 6.
Higher than Scary Movie 5.
Yes.
Matt Steele, my youngest daughter, made us 15 minutes late for Wicked, and I will never let her forget it. Yeah, 15 minutes into the movie for tickets I had purchased weeks before.
Yikes.
Ooh, you have the patience of a saint. I'll trust Steele to tell me what to say. Don't trust those critics' polls in movies. I'll look up a short synopsis. But
wouldn't that tell you more than the trailer?
Wouldn't that tell you more than the trailer? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, should we?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to close the window? Do you want to just do it that way? Do that, yeah.
Look at that.
Hello?
Hello? Did we do this correctly?
I think we did. I think we're back.
Matt Palmer, do what you need to do.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to or watching the podcast. It means so much to us. It would also mean a lot to us if you went to your Spotify or Apple podcast and left us a 5-star rating or review. We do only accept 5 stars. If you have any constructive criticism, you can what? Keep it to yourself. And if you really enjoy us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats where you can get extra bonus content from us, including our full unedited reaction to Lady Gaga's Mayhem. You can join the Discord, hang out with friends you just haven't met yet, and chit chat with us all the live long day. It's a fun place to be.
It sure is.
Wouldn't you say?
I would say it is.
Yes.
Because if you are a part of the Discord,
yes,
or a part of the Patreon,
yes,
you can be a part of what? pools.
Yes.
For competitions.
Absolutely.
And Matt Palmer has something else to announce, which he forgot to announce last week.
That is
but
exactly.
I gotta, blame myself as well because I did not remind him.
Yes. So we had an Oscar pool on the week of the Oscars, and we had many entries. A lot of people guessing, what was going to win in all of the categories. I believe we had 30 people entering, and so that's not, a few. It's a good number of people.
Sure.
And so thank you so much for entering if you're a patron. We had many people who we basically had a few tiebreaker categories, and we're only counting 18 because some of the internationals and the shorts, it was like, did people see all those films? We don't know. But I want to announce the people that tied for third place first. We have Matthew C., Maxwell James, Euro Cheese, who's in the chat. We have Lindsay's husband as well, whose name is Chris, but he goes by Lindsay's husband. So congratulations, you got 14 out of 18. That was so impressive, so incredible, and we appreciate you for your entries. And we have 3 people tied for number 2.
Okay.
With 15 out of 18 correct. We have Jake Price, who I believe just sent us an email last week, 2 weeks ago, something recently. Jacob Spees, lovely, incredibly talented patron. And Josh, congratulations, 15 out of 18 is nothing to sneeze at. But there can only be one winner. And
Absolutely.
It is lonely at the top. And our number 1 Canadian gal, Miss Ness.
Yes.
16 out of 18 of the categories correct. She called Anora, winning Best Picture, Best Director, Best Lead Actor. She did say Demi Moore. I mean, there was I believe one person who said, no,
Mikey?
2 people. I'm seeing 2 Mikey Madisons out of all of the 30 entries. So pretty iconic for them. But yeah, she got
pretty iconic
for them. But she got 16 out of the 18 categories correct. So congratulations to Ness. It will be up to Ness to decide our next patron requested video that we're going to do. But I do believe it's going to be the next one on the list because she's like, if I ever want anything, I would want to see the Shiny music video.
Oh, great. That's what we're doing.
And that's what we're doing. So
love it.
Ness, congratulations. And we love Canada.
We love Canada. Big Brother Canada. All those Canadian shows from Nickelodeon. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Iconic.
That's Canadian?
Yes. And Degrassi, hello.
Well, I knew that. I didn't know about Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, Are You Afraid of the Dark was filmed in Canada.
Oh,
yeah. I know.
The more you know.
Not everything was at Nickelodeon Studios and Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
I remember that.
And I was like, I want to go there so bad and tour that studio. Never happened. It's closed down now.
Oh, it's too bad.
It's fine. Everything has to die at some point.
Yes.
So we are on Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO.
Yes.
This question comes from Olaf. What if? Hey, Mats, as always, thanks for always giving us quality content week after week. As a directioner myself, I can't wait for that One Direction review on Patreon. There's going to be many, Olaf.
There will be many.
They're coming up. My question for y'all is, what albums do you wish you had a live reaction to on y'all's first listen that you didn't react to live on camera? For me, I would love to see y'all's live reaction to hearing Sour or Reputation for the first time. Justice for Gorgeous.
Oh, I don't.
Olaf, we love everyone here at 2Gay Mats.
We do.
Thanks as always, Matt. P.S. Steele, I Had a Dream. You won Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. Manifestation is real. Never mind, Olaf. Justice for Gorgeous. You are correct.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Thank you, Olaf. I appreciate it.
I know that it will happen because she released another album, but it does bother me that we do not have a Mariah Carey album reaction on our channel, being the number 1 Mariah fan in the land. Ideally, and this may have been released prior to Matt Steele and I knowing each other, or even my going to college, but if I had filmed footage of my first time listening to The Emancipation of Mimi,
sure,
that would have been really, really lovely for me. And what a keepsake. I mean, it would have been also great to do it for Me, I Am Mariah, because there's so many great songs on that one. We both are big fans of it. And hearing Meteorite for the first time was very confusing.
I will never forget Matt Palmer. I was listening to him listen to Me, I Am Mariah, the elusive chanteuse, through the door.
Yes.
So loudly, all I kept hearing was snap, snap. And I could tell he was just in his room snapping along and twirling around and everything. But after some song, I couldn't hear what he was listening to.
Yeah.
But after one moment, there was silence, no snaps. And I just hear Matt Palmer just say to himself, that was weird. And I was like, what song could he be referring to?
And it was Meteorite. I just think Meteorite sounds like nothing in her catalog. It sounds like early 90s Madonna. And it's just like very weird. I just like don't hear Mariah on songs that sound like that ever. And so it just took me a while to get used to it. I don't dislike it. I think it's kind of like the how bad do you want me?
We're like, wait.
Like, whose song is this? So yeah, what about you, Matt Steele?
Oh God, when Beyonce self-titled dropped, I should have just kept the fuck on rolling.
We didn't know.
But we didn't know. Like, I should have kept rolling. But I think you needed a moment alone.
I did. I did. I was overwhelmed.
Yes.
I was absolutely
Lemonade as well. The fact that we did not have cameras the fuck on us. What were we doing?
We didn't know. We hadn't figured out exactly what we were doing with this channel until very recently.
Yeah.
So now we know.
Yeah, we were so dumb. And the thing is, if we had reacted to Reputation live,
everyone would hate us.
Oh, like we would need to go into the witness protection program.
Absolutely.
Like we would need to move to Canada
yes,
with Ness.
We would,
because we would be in hiding. I think that would have made a very interesting video. I would say those are and I'm bummed we didn't react to Sour. Like I think it would have been a fun reaction.
Were we doing reactions at that point?
No. Our first reaction where we listened to the full album was Adele's 30. And then we didn't do it for a little while longer. And then we were like, let's do it with Avril Lavigne.
Yes.
But the first we have the microphone set up. We have our like big chunky headphones like on our ears.
Were we live streaming it?
Where we were live streaming it was Beyonce's Renaissance.
And honestly, as much as it's, heartbreaking to think of the albums we didn't do, the fact that we have the first time we heard Renaissance on film is truly like a gift.
It's good.
Because like that is an album of our lives. And the fact that you could see us hearing it for the first time. And it's just a really great thing. So
yeah.
It's a nice keepsake.
So this is from Eli. He says, I love this subject line, Assassin's Revival. Hey, Matt, my name is Eli, and I am a huge fan of your podcast. I recently visited home for my mom's birthday, and we watched a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. My parents are huge Andrew Lloyd Webber fans, where I am more of a Sondheim person. Seeing a musical got me thinking of my favorite Sondheim show, which is Assassins. Something about me is I love a 90-minute musical about history. My favorite musical is Six. And I think with the state of the world right now, this musical would feel really timely if they would do a revival of it. I like the way this musical humanizes but also shows how crazy these people were. I have 2 questions for y'all. Are you familiar with Assassins? If so, what do you think of it? And 2, is there any obscure musical that you would like to see a revival of? Thank you for your time. Sorry for the weird email, but I wanted to talk about this musical. This isn't a weird email.
Not weird at all.
And I was hoping Matt Steele would have something to say about it. Listen, Eli, I love it. Assassins is great. I saw Assassins the Broadway production of it in 2004. I saw it the day after opening night, and which isn't like a super like I was like, ooh, I'm seeing it the day after opening night. I got special hot tickets, and it's kind of just like, no, the opening night tickets would have been hot. But I was a sophomore in high school, so I thought it was cool. And it was a phenomenal production. Famously won Best Director that year at the Tony Awards over the huge hits like Wicked, even though it's the same director as Wicked, Joe Mantello, and like Avenue Q and stuff like that. Won Best Director, and I liked Assassins even before I saw it on Broadway because I had the 1991 off-Broadway cast recording. Assassins is great. It's a very funny show. I think the music is really great, and a production now would be wild, especially considering like what happened recently. I wonder how something like that would be incorporated. They obviously can't like add anything to the script, but I wonder if there would be any like sort of allusions to it in the staging or something like that. So I think that could be very interesting. Matt, you don't know any of Assassins, do you?
No. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, it's essentially like following all of the assassins or attempted assassins of all the presidents of the United States.
Yes.
And sort of just like their time doesn't exist and they're all kind of living in this same sort of like sphere. And they're kind of just all interacting with each other, going through like why they did it, their sort of mindset behind it all, and the mindset of the criticisms people have towards people in power and how sometimes American dreams can sometimes go askew and stuff like that. It's really, really great. I mean, it's Sondheim, so he's always doing something interesting. As is Andrew Lloyd Webber. You can love both. They do very different things in very interesting ways. But as far as an obscure musical that I would like to see revived, I don't know. There's musicals that other people find obscure that I'm like, everyone knows Pacific Overtures, like by Stephen Sondheim. And I have to remind myself, oh, no, they don't. They don't. But if you like Sondheim, Eli, Pacific Overtures is fantastic.
Is that your pick? Is that the one you want to
Yeah,
see
why not?
revive?
I'm always down for a revival of Pacific Overtures. It's on the original Broadway production is on YouTube. It was recorded professionally for Japanese television. And so if you just YouTube Pacific Overtures Broadway, you'll be able to find that full video. It's a little grainy. It was 1976.
Different time.
But it's really, really fantastic. And it's a very, very, very... That's a weird musical. Like Assassins is nothing compared to Pacific Overtures. Same with Passion. How come Passion has never been revived on Broadway? Weird musical.
Is that Sondheim too?
That's Sondheim as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess some people, because to me, like everyone talks about Pacific Overtures. That's not obscure.
I've only heard those words come out of your mouth.
Okay. Well, I want it.
Okay.
Do you know any obscure?
No, nothing too obscure that I need revived. But I thank you so much for the question.
Yeah. We appreciate it. Another question that we did some research for.
Yes.
We Nancy Drewed some shit here for good old Susan, because she emailed us and said Mariah Carey stone. Is that like what are the stones called in Avengers?
Oh, yeah.
Infinity Stones. Mariah Carey stones.
Look at us. See, we're the general public.
Oh my God. We need to do like an Avengers movie spoof where it's like each diva has their own like stone and you have to collect all of them.
This would have been great 6 years ago or whatever.
Sure. But hello, Mats. I'm at a theater for a traveling production of Come From Away at Proctor's in Schenectady, New York. I think my friend's in that tour. My friend John. Hi, John. Hi, John. He's probably not listening, but whatever.
Never know.
I'm fulfilling both Matt's situation as it is a musical, and there was a Mariah Carey stone out front, as well as one for Hal Holbrook and a variety of performers and local benefactors. My question is, what is the most I wonder what that's about moment do you recall offhand? This Mariah stone is mine right now. This theater is quite small and would have been too small for a touring Mariah era. And she sent us a picture of Mariah Carey has like a tile, I guess, in the walls of this theater maybe. And so Susan's sort of just wondering, when did Mariah Carey perform here? And have you ever seen something where you're just like, did something historical happen in this tiny space that I don't know about? And why isn't it more talked about? We did the research for you, Susan.
And the thing is, I didn't need to do the research because before I even researched, I was like, isn't Proctor's Theater where she filmed her NBC Thanksgiving special in 1993 as like lead up to the Music Box album?
See, this is this is your Pacific Overture.
I guess it
to
is.
You, everyone knows this.
It's like, didn't we all know this?
Didn't we all know that
Mariah's
1993 NBC special?
Yes.
It was filmed at Proctor's Theater in New York.
Yes, and that was, it's actually mentioned in the autobiography. That is where she finally saw that book of people who had been writing her letters, and she realized that she was famous. When driving there, the like streets had to get struck down by police and stuff, and she pulled over and asked the police, like, why is this happening? Like, what's going on the streets? Like, ma'am, it's for you. Like, there's a whole section of the book based around this performance where she was performing a Hero for the first time, Dream Lover, you know, all of these songs that, Without You, Anytime You Need a Friend, all these songs that would become classics for her. She debuted them essentially at the Proctor's Theater with this, you know, fans that were there and were invited there to see the taping of this special. And so that is the answer for you.
And I feel like back in the day, in the night, I mean, we don't acknowledge time, blah, blah, blah. But like back when adult contemporary was a big thing.
Sure.
I feel like people saw their concerts in like a regional theater. Like I feel like that it was a more adult setting than it's understandable to me why Mariah Carey would do like a theater tour.
I mean, but it wasn't a tour. It was just a televised event.
Even if it wasn't a televised event, like I could see a tour where she was playing more like theater spaces.
Maybe. You know? Yeah. I mean, I saw Whitney Houston at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Like, so it's not out of the realm of possibility.
All arenas all the time.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't.
Joanne was a what's it called tour? A dive bar tour.
Oh, right.
Remember when Lady Gaga did that?
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tour wherever you want.
You can.
When we go on tour, we're going to play all kinds of spaces.
Absolutely. Giant spaces, teeny tiny
intimate spaces.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yes, none as wonderful as what's on your screen right now.
Absolutely not. So, Matt Steele, do you have a moment like this that comes to mind?
A moment where I'm like, what's this about?
Yes.
I have one, an important one, and it is the Renaissance visuals.
Jesus, I can't believe you're bringing them
where
up.
I see images.
Yes.
I see lots of images of Beyonce in outfits, interesting cinematography, set to these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. I see all that and I go, what's this about? And we have yet to find out what it's about.
I hope one day
one day we will, in the same way Susan just found out what Mariah Carey's Infinity Stone was about.
And I'm, so happy that I can help you understand the importance of the Proctor's Theater in Mariah Carey's career.
What a historical landmark.
Absolutely it was.
Yeah, congratulations to my friend John for performing at such a historic landmark theater.
Absolutely.
I know.
Should we go into...
Do you have a 2 gay minutes?
I have a 2 gay minutes. It won't be 2 minutes.
Okay,
I always
guys.
say this, but it's true.
This is 2 gay minutes. This is the section of the podcast where one of us rambles for 2 minutes about something the other Matt doesn't give a shit about.
Yes.
And let me pull up my stopwatch. Are you ready, Matt Palmer?
It's not going to be 2 minutes, but yes.
Whatever. I like timing it because I like to feel involved.
Great.
Lord knows I might not pay attention.
Yes.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
I need to speak about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 premiere that aired last Sunday. I think there's a lot of good stuff. Like the fact that Portia is back is really great. She always brings a very big and very messy personal story. It is no different. The fact that we opened basically her going to the same divorce attorney that she went to on the show like 10 years ago was really funny. And the fact that she's getting another divorce, while sad, I'm glad she's doing something good for her well-being and the well-being of her daughter. But I think there are many things I'm interested in as for story-wise. The New Girls didn't bother me as much as they bothered some of the audience, but I will say something that really bugged me. The editing and like how the show is being put together by the producers, I find to be distracting. You know how like sometimes they'll have cameras that are so hyper focused on one thing and everything else in the image is blurry because it's like that kind of lens.
Yeah.
Every shot was like that.
Can't do that.
And it's
60 seconds.
And you'd see Portia in the background would be black and white and she'd be in slow motion and color. And it's like, guys, this isn't Housewives. Like this is so sleek and so produced and so unnecessary because there is story being told. Like she and Drew are fighting about Drew making music with Portia's baby daddy. This is great. I also think it's weird because they've filmed Kenya clearly at this part of the season. As a full-time housewife, she later gets kicked off the show for showing illicit images of another housewife. But they are now editing around her to make her appear like a guest. She didn't get confessionals. It just is kind of weird. I'm excited about the season. The stories I think are interesting, but the editing is odd and editing around Kenya is odd. And I just hope maybe once Kenya's gone, it'll be more normal. Just chill with the editing. Chill out.
15 seconds.
That's all I got.
All right.
Just tell them, Bravo.
I love how you used your 2 gay minutes to talk about the cinematography of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
If you watched it, you would be like, this doesn't, even though you haven't seen that much Housewives, it just doesn't feel Housewivesy. Like it feels closer to, I don't know. It feels closer to, I assume, VH1. I never really watched Love and Hip Hop or anything, but it kind of feels like it's so slick that it feels like that.
A little too produced.
It's like when you used to watch Laguna Beach and you're like, what exactly?
And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not, this can't be a reality show.
And I get it, like Housewives, it's been a long time since then. It has been getting sleeker and sleeker as the days have gone on, but like it's similar editing on the new Housewives of New York, and the cinematography takes you out of it because it's like you're just doing too much for no good reason because the story is actually there this season. Why smooth it out like this?
I always find that if the story is the star, of anything, of movies sometimes, and the cinematography, we're trying to wow you a little too much, the story gets lost.
Yes.
I'm all for gorgeous cinematography or something,
yes.
but like in reality TV, the story is always paramount.
Right. And I get it. We're rebooting and we want to make sure that this is good and like eye-catching, but just don't too much. Don't do too much.
I guess they're trying something different.
But you already have 3 new people. It's just like, guys,
yeah.
let's just chill. Let's just chill. And like the Kenya stuff is strange. Like how they're going to make this all make sense is beyond me, but I'm watching.
All right.
Matt Steele.
Yes.
What's been giving you moments, darling?
A little bit of cinema.
Yes.
Like it always is.
Yes.
I saw, speaking of like 5 years since something, it's also been more than 5 years since Bong Joon-ho has released a movie. His follow-up.
Was Parasite the last one?
Parasite was the last one.
Really?
I know. The follow-up to not just like a huge movie, like awards contender, but like an awards movie that won Best Picture that everyone loves. like
Yes.
such a huge movie, and so everyone was very much anticipating his next movie, which is Mickey 17. It is starring Robert Pattinson, and Stephen Yeun is also in it. It's about, we're a few years into the future, and these guys go in this like outer space mission because this sort of corrupt politician is trying to go to a new planet, settle on a new planet, and so they have to hire people to work on this mission to sort of like discover the planet and find out if it's inhabitable. So a job that Robert Pattinson's character takes on is to be an expendable. I think that's what they're called. And it's a person who essentially the scientists gather all their DNA and they gather all their memories in this little memory machine, and they essentially go out to die and they walk on, say they land on the planet and they walk outside, breathe in the air, and whatever virus they get and die from, they're able to like find a vaccine for it and stuff like that. But then they're able to reprint their bodies and put back in the memories. So essentially like be recloned over and over again with the memories that they have had. And so he takes on this job, and some crazy shit happens. Obviously, Parasite was a comedy in like a different way. This is a little more of like an absurd, crazy, like outlandish characters, like Toni Collette, who's phenomenal and everything, and Mark Ruffalo play the politician and his wife, and they're just bonkers and insane, total like caricatures of politicians that we know of. And so truly like a different style of comedy, but like very entertaining, very fun, very clever. And I love they discover these alien type things, and they're really, really cute. And so I really like that. I thought it was a really fun movie going experience. And I know there were rumors of, I don't know if these are true, but like of Bong Joon-ho sort of having, maybe not Bong Joon-ho, but like producers and distribution sort of like butting heads trying to figure out when to release the movie. Okay. So I'm happy it finally came out because it's been talked about for a long time. I don't know how long it's been in the can, but I'm very happy I got to see it, and I know it's being released to streaming so soon, which is just like, what are we doing? Like give the movie a chance to get people to see it and like talk about it and make some money in the movie theaters. And I know I know Sean Baker mentioned this, and I think Brady Corbet over award seasons, she's like, directors, I think, need to start fighting more for like demanding like a clause where the movie has to be in theaters for at least like 90 days or something before it's released to streaming, or else I'm not giving you my movie. So yeah, but definitely worth seeing. Really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what Bong Joon-ho does next.
I mean, it's
also kind of a weirdly sexy movie in a very weird way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just see it.
Okay. I guess we'll see.
Naomi Ackie, who played Whitney Houston, is in it. She's so good.
Really?
She's so bizarre. Like her character's just so just like charming and endearing and so weird, and I was into it.
I love that.
So yeah, Matt Palmer, what about you?
I feel like I don't come on here and just talk about one song often, but I will do it now for the second time in recent-ish memory, and it's a song by the same artist that I talked about, I would say, a year ago. And it's an artist that I have history with, and maybe I may have said some campfire things about in the past.
Okay.
I just must say, I was driving around back and forth from my apartment to the house where we're house sitting, and I was like, you know what? I never listened to when Tori Kelly put out her full version of that album, which was like an addition to her EP, like initially that EP with Cut on it.
Oh, yeah.
And, the kind of two-step inspired songs that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, great. And then I was listening to the album, and I was like, oh, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on here. She has a collaboration with JoJo that's very good. I'm getting about halfway through the album, and I hear a song. It is entitled Oceans.
Okay.
And it is essentially all Tori Kelly vocal over a plucked out electric guitar backbeat, and that's about it.
Okay.
And it sounds like a song that was at one point fully produced, but they were like, you know what, this actually works better, just broken down.
Oh, fuck, hot.
The thing about Tori Kelly that I have always been like, yes, obviously yes, the vocal ability is just out of this fucking world. And the fact that this song Oceans, it's one of those songs kind of like He Is, like by Brandy, where you're like, are you talking about a boyfriend or God? Like, I'm unclear. Sure. I know she's very Christian Girl Autumn, so it could be either. And either way, I don't care, because my goodness, when she comes in, like, the whole song is so singable and romantic, or godly,
you know.
And like the melody through every moment is so hooky, and she sings just her face off on it, but like she keeps it down low. It's like arranged vocally like We Belong Together. Like for the first 3/4 of the song, you're just like, wow, she can really do a run, and like this like register of her voice is so lovely and so comfortable for her. And then when she jumps up that octave on the final chorus, and this song is called Oceans, I need you all to listen to it, because this kind of vocal performance does not happen every day. This is a song that I had to listen to on loop for about a fucking hour. It is probably 2 minutes and 35 seconds. And the fact that she can make a song that is that short and that broken down production wise, and still have it have such an arc, and the fireworks of a vocal that you're going to get at the end. And it's not like all dependent on the vocal. Like the song itself lives up, even if someone was just singing the melody throughout, it would be an earworm. But like the choices she makes vocally, the runs that she can do, the elasticity of this girl's voice is like second to none. And so I just implore you all, listen to Oceans if you are missing that kind of pop soul sound, a kind of like a singer's singer. I just need you to listen to this song, because it's forward thinking, it is classic, and it is vocally in another stratosphere. It is everything, everything, everything. Oceans by Tori Kelly. You're going to love it.
Okay.
I cannot recommend it enough.
Is it like the ocean? Some might say.
No, some would say yes, but Oceans is the title.
Available now.
Available now by Tori. Well, don't listen to other things by me. Listen to Oceans by Tori Kelly.
All right.
Okay.
I love. This was a long podcast.
It was.
And we our news wasn't much.
No.
But we know how to stretch shit.
Yeah, we have other things to say.
We have shit to say.
We have shit to say.
I'm proud of us.
Thank you guys so much for listening and or watching the podcast. We'll be back soon with more 2K Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Remember, Oceans is what it's called.
Oceans.
Fearless Swiftie.
Yes. Judd,
be honest with her.
Yeah.
Stop posting the same thing in the chat. We hear it. We love you. Be honest with her. Just sit her down. Tell her the truth. And know that is the only part that you're responsible for. You cannot control her reaction. Hopefully, she's going to be supportive and lovely and the friend that she should be.
You know her well.
Yeah. If she has a problem with it, know that it is her problem, and know that what you're doing is being honest and open with a friend, and they should be receptive and happy that you told them. Like that is the appropriate response. But again, you can't anticipate or control that person's response. All you can control of is your half of the conversation. Just be honest. She'll, I hope, be appreciative of the fact that you're telling her.
Yeah, and you're gonna do great. Don't worry.
Yes.
My sort of way when I started telling my friends and everything, my sort of like ease into it was I sort of like found a way to get them to tell me by sitting them down and just being like, so you know why we're here today, right? And they were all the time went, I do. And so I was like, okay, well, and they were like, great.
We did it.
So that was kind of like my way of that was like my little trick of like easing in.
Not know why we're here.
So because I remember the first time I came out was to my friend Steve, and I was like, hey, so do you want to go to Wendy's on this certain day? I have something to talk to you about.
Yes.
And because Wendy's was where Steve and I would always go, like together. We would go get Wendy's and that would be our place.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, do you want to go to Wendy's on this day, January 7th, I believe it was, and birthday of Blue Ivy Carter, and not the year, but
right.
And so he was just like, and I said, I want to talk to you about something, and he was like, okay. So then we went, and so we got our bacon cheeseburgers, and I said, so, like, do you know why I asked you to hang out today?
I love the quiz.
and he just went, I have an idea. And I was like, okay, well, you're correct. And he was like, okay. So that was my little trick of easing into it. But you can, if that helps.
Right. I don't even remember how I opened, but it was just like, This is what it is.
This is what it is.
Is
Sit your friends down. Look, this is what
girl,
it is.
this
Don't
is
be
what
that
it
aggressive.
is. You can if you want to.
I'm sure you don't have to. It's your best friend. She loves you. So.
And Steve is right. You don't need anyone's approval to live your life. You're doing the right thing. You got to live your truth.
Yeah, you're doing. And once you talk about it, it's gonna be a giant weight off your shoulders, and you'll feel great. Just know that, like, once you say it, you're gonna be like, oh, that was lovely.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Have you seen Lil Nas X's Hot Box? It's a must listen. People, please think about reacting to it. His other lead up buzz singles are good too. Please don't forget about him. No, I'm thinking we might listen to that or watch that for the Patreon. So go to patreon.com.
Yeah, people seem to like it.
Yeah, people seem, and I'm happy that he's
good.
back.
That's good.
We love a queer pop star.
Yeah,
100%. Oh God, Oceans. Oh, we love you too. Fearless
you're
Swiftie.
gonna do great.
Also, Fearless, her best album.
Yes,
The taste is there.
Fearless, you're gonna be fearless.
Yes.
Oh, you might be a little nervous. That's normal.
Yes.
It's normal. Don't worry about it. Lean into it. Yeah. Go to Wendy's.
Yes, it must happen at Wendy's.
It must happen at a Wendy's.
Must happen at Wendy's.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
Oh God, I need you to come back next week and tell me what you think about Oceans. It's so good.
All right, geez.
My girl. Current top 3 on Mayhem. Shadow of a Man. Love Drug. I'm like, Abracadabra is up there, but like not Abracadabra.
Well, Abracadabra is my number one.
I know.
Abracadabra. Garden of Eden.
Zombie Boy's my number 3.
And Killa or How Bad Do You Want Me?
I can't believe How Bad Do You Want Me
Absolutely.
might not be in your top 3.
I know. I'm a little shocked myself. Maybe
That's
maybe one of the maybe those two over Garden of Eden. I don't know. The thing is, like, all those songs are like pretty equal to me. Like, especially like tracks like 2 through. Well, I don't know.
Right.
But like, so a consistent run. So, I don't need to rack my brain around, if I don't come up with my perfect ranking, that's solid and set in stone, it's okay. Cause I can just enjoy it and have it be an ever changing thing.
I'm seeing my dad for the first time on Tuesday at a family event since I cut him out of my life last month. Any advice? I mean, my advice, if you cut him out of your life, is to avoid him, right? Like, I don't mean to be rude. I mean, I only have conversations that you're comfortable with having. Like, don't get baited into a conversation that you're like, no, I actually built a boundary around the things we can talk about. And thus,
is it like you want to reconnect with him at this party?
I don't think so.
Or
Just, like, cut him out.
Okay.
I mean, unless you do.
Be polite.
Yeah. Polite. It's fine.
Polite.
And hold your ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone tries to start anything, to just be like, I'm not going to discuss it.
Engaging with that.
Like, you don't want to cause any sort of like argument at the party.
Removing yourself from a situation is always an option.
Sure.
If people are really coming at you.
You're going to be okay.
Yes.
We're all going to be okay.
Love, Drug, Vanish Into You, How Bad Do You Want Me, and Don't Call Tonight tied for 3rd. Oh.
I think too many people talk shit about Don't Call Tonight. I think Don't Call Tonight.
I'm
not you. I didn't look at you.
You didn't look at me.
But I think people online are kind of just like, Don't Call Tonight is a skip. And it's just like, I don't think it is. I think Don't Call Tonight's really good. I love that bridge.
I don't love it nor hate it. I'm like, it's fine. It works. I get what she was trying to do with it. I don't think it's for me. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. But it's also in its placement right before Shadow of a Man, where I'm like, okay.
All I'm thinking about now is Wendy's. I haven't had Wendy's in so long.
I've never listened to Rory Kelly's Ocean. I'm literally going to listen to it right now as I watch with you guys. I trust it's going to be good. Oh, tell me what you think. Don't Call Tonight gives me the Weekend vibes. Hey, maybe that's my issue. I don't hear it, but maybe that's it.
I don't hear it.
Reconnect, no. But I'm still trying to see if we can be around each other at events like these. I think you can. Unless he's pushing for something you don't want. But I think you can be polite and be like, oh, I hope you're well. Like,
Yeah. How are you?
I haven't been to Wendy's in a long time.
I know. We're just thinking about Wendy's.
I know.
I'm trying to think. Last time I had a Wendy's more recently or a Burger King?
The Burger King for me.
I haven't seen a Burger King physically in forever.
Oh, there's one by here.
Really?
One over here, yeah.
Burger King is the reason I exist.
Excuse me?
Burger King is the reason I exist.
Is that where your parents met?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. My parents worked at Burger King together.
Oh, they worked? Oh, that's so cute.
And then
Who had a crush on whom first, you know?
I think it was a pretty mutual crush together.
That's cute.
And then they met, and I somehow appeared.
Well, your brother appeared first.
Yeah. So, and then we became a McDonald's family. We were a McDonald's family.
Everything changed. And Perfect Celebrity gives, I don't know, but something 2000s that scratches an itch. I mean, it's a great song.
Yeah.
I like Perfect Celebrity a lot.
Yeah.
Don't call tonight. Oh, Zombie Boy is so good. Put your paws all over me, you zombie boy. Burger King is the reason I exist.
It's a fact. My mother's still in there. Mother, you still in that chat? No, she's
it's
gone.
pretty late.
She's tuned out.
7:33.
She heard the discussion about the cinematography of Real Housewives of Atlanta and was just like, "This isn't for me. I'm gonna.
You don't think that's gonna pull people in? It just is. Everything's blurry, but like the one person we're focused on.
Oh, I hate that.
And it's like, look, the background's blurry here, but like you can still see that that's Beyonce on the horse.
Yeah,
you can still see the leaves behind us. Like, and that
does it just look like Vaseline on the edges of the?
Essentially. I'm like, guys, it just looks weird. Do you guys know Janet's song "Accept Me" from the Velvet Rope B-side? No, I don't know it.
Oh, my mom's here. Mom, we're talking about how you and Daddy met at Burger King.
I think Blade of Grass and Perfect Celebrity are my two least faves on the album. My least faves are everything after Shadow of a Man. I like Perfect Celebrity.
Yeah, Perfect Celebrity. Yeah. I really like Perfect Celebrity a lot.
She's still awake. Good for her.
Oh, yeah.
Good for her.
She's probably doing her late night exercises, doing her thing.
Oh my gosh.
Watching her son thrive on the internet.
Yes.
Putting himself being a whore on the internet.
You being a whore on the internet?
Yeah, that's what we whore ourselves out there.
No, we just express.
In a metaphorical way. We're whoring our opinions out there.
I don't think that's the right usage of it.
It's a metaphor.
Okay, all right. Jeez.
To quote Meryl Streep in She-Devil, a metaphor.
I used to love to dip fries in my Frosty. Ooh, that does sound good.
Daddy was madly in love with me. He just wanted your body, mama. And then...
Why hasn't that happened at your restaurant? No one's madly in love with you.
No coworker wants my body. Did you guys listen to Tate McCrazy album So Close to What? We do. We have a reaction to it on our
YouTube channel.
Check out our YouTube channel. It's in there.
Sports cars, everything.
Yeah. The Beast is like Beauty and the Beast with 50 Shades of Gaga. That's funny. I like The Beast. I think The Beast has nice production, good vocals.
Does have good vocals.
Nice little melody.
Yeah.
It's just after Shadow of... It's just... There's a dip.
There's a dip,
but I'm not angry I'm there.
Okay.
I'm not angry at The Beast.
I'm not angry at it.
Okay. Which one are you angry at?
Die with a Smile.
Okay.
Which is like everyone's number one song. So that's the general public for... If ever the general public thinks of Lady Gaga's signature song as Die with a Smile, we will eject ourselves from
I
it.
hate to break this to you.
I can't hear it.
It's Shallow.
No.
I hate to break this to you.
No, my answer is
but
no.
I feel like so much of the general public has...
Yeah, I can't.
I still think it's battling with Bad Romance.
It's Bad Romance.
It is. Well, objectively, yes, it is Bad Romance.
Bad Romance.
But I think the general public, I think there would be a little bit of a challenge. I think we're losing some of the swing states with this vote. Okay.
I'm moving. The UK would never do this to me.
No.
They always pick the big
We're
pop
moving
banger.
to Sweden because they know what pop
They know what
music
pop is.
They don't know Shallow exists.
No,
Okay.
Shallow what? No. 100% Shallow is wrong.
Oh.
Justice for Bad Romance. Hey, Bad Romance is how she ended her Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
Had Shallow come out? Who cares?
No, it hadn't come out yet. That was 2017. Have you guys gotten a patron request for a Mariah album reaction?
We don't do patron requests long form anymore. So,
But no, we haven't.
We haven't. But we didn't before we stopped accepting those.
Bad Romance, their signature song. I love Shallow. Listen.
You can love it.
You can love it
if you love it.
You can love it. Great vocals, very powerful, power ballad moment. And works well in the movie.
She said on Las Culturistas, she reached a lot of people who probably thought she was too weird.
Yeah.
Which that sentence sounds like, I wrote this for the straights. And I hope the straights like it.
They do, because I think they would call it her signature song.
But to quote John Mayer's daughter, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Daughters, whatever that song is.
Poker Face is up there.
I'm fine with that.
I think some people would say Poker Face.
Yeah.
I want to know your guys' opinion. On Friday, my friend and I made plans to go grocery shopping. On Sunday, I confirmed with her today that we were still going grocery shopping together, and she said yes.
Do people go grocery shopping together?
That's kind of,
I didn't know
we've
that
never done that.
No, that's like an interesting friend.
Remember that time we were both just happened to be at the grocery store together, and I was following you around because you weren't noticing me, and so I followed you around for like 3 minutes, and I was right next to you, and I was like, and you were
Did I notice?
No, well, I mean, you eventually did. You were like, oh, I was like, bitch, finally.
I don't remember that.
I don't think it's her signature song though. Like it's moments past, and I don't think people connect it as a Lady Gaga song. But wait, what's the opinion about the grocery store?
I know. I think there's
my
a second
opinion
half.
is I think you should go grocery
I think
shopping.
there's a second half of the thing. I assume because there's no question.
Okay. My opinion is I love groceries. I used to go grocery shopping with my friend in uni.
Oh, that's cute. It's a cute outing. I just had never thought of it.
I would go grocery shopping with my ex-boyfriend when we lived together.
See, I would go for even I'm like Jackson. You do Trader Joe's. I'll do Ralph's. Like I feel like
double team, like tag team it.
Oh my,
is that what it is?
That's the phrase we want to use.
Fun fact about daughters: John Mayer won Song of the Year for it, but he felt like Alicia Keys deserved it for "If I Ain't Got You." He broke the Grammy in half, and part of it too.
Oh, that's nice.
I'd love to see a video of the two gay mats going grocery shopping together.
We're usually seated in our videos.
Yeah. I remember my brother when we first started Two Gay Mats. My brother would watch like vloggers, like people who would bring the camera with them wherever they went for their day, and he'd be like, "Why don't you do this? Everyone is watching this." And I was like, "I will literally never. I will never."
It's hard to get like, how do you get that looking right? And like, what also, what are we doing?
Also,
like,
what
how
are
is
we
that?
doing? Who cares?
Who cares? Everyone goes grocery.
I mean, if you watch that kind of content and you like it, good for you. But you're going grocery shopping around 4, and she then
said canceled at 3:55 and said, I feel it. Maybe we can reschedule. Then I don't mind grabbing you from your place, but I think me and Nova are going to grab dinner with my brother. Nova is her daughter.
You got to go grocery shopping.
You have to eat, babe.
You got to eat. You can go. The grocery store will always be there.
Yes, we can figure out something else to do a different time.
Yeah.
You should still be going
There's
grocery
more
shopping.
fun activities to do with a friend.
Because you don't, I mean, yeah, go grocery shopping.
Go grocery shopping.
That's what I think.
Just I like grocery shopping, but it's not an outing for me. I like doing it by myself.
I do too. I like to have a list.
I go on my walks.
Right. Did you know I met a Kathy at the gym the other day?
Oh no!
And they were like, "Oh my god, listen to your podcast." Like I thought you guys were in New York. I was like, "No, we're LA."
Oh yeah, we might be in New York at some point.
We might be.
The moment she did the Sound of Music tribute at the Oscars, I was able to stop windmilling
her in the mainstream streets.
It was new. She was a serious musician, and finally, Non-Monsters did also. Listen, Bad Romance came from a serious musician, baby.
But we planned this on Friday. We're talking about the shopping again. You planned it. She
it's okay.
flaked, and that's annoying. But just go.
But you gotta eat.
Go eat.
You gotta eat. You gotta get the food. You can go grocery shopping another time.
Why do so many people think you're New Yorkers? Maybe because we just have like a good New York vibe. Y'all love my pizzerias.
We talk fast, and I'm from Jersey, and
I'm Southern. I don't know why anyone would think I was from anywhere.
And we both lived in New York for a while.
We did.
I love New York. I would love to have a home in New York. Like a.
I'm sorry. I love everybody. Tori Kelly's a better singer than Ariana Grande. I'm just going to say that as far as pop vocals go, I like Ariana Grande a lot. And she can do so many things well. Tori Kelly's a better singer than Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's music is better, generally.
Okay.
But Oceans is excellent.
All right,
so
well.
These are, I mean, maybe we're ending on big opinions.
To me, they're kind of different. Like, to me, Tori Kelly's like more of like a belter.
Yes.
Like there's like the power, whereas Ariana Grande there's a little more like flexibility there.
Sure.
Like there's a tone that, but I mean, you can't say Tori Kelly doesn't have a great tone.
She does, right, right.
You know, they're different. I wouldn't compare their voices, but
I would and did.
Okay.
I like Ariana, and she has a very good pop
fantastic,
voice, obviously.
Fantastic.
Tori Kelly is like, she's got that. I respond to power.
All right.
Vocally, not like government-wise.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
All right, we gotta go. Don't forget.
We love you guys.
Go grocery shopping.
Yes, listen to Oceans by Tori Kelly.
Oceans, Mickey 17. See it in theaters. Have great days, guys.
Yes, have wonderful days.
You're worth it. Good luck to Judd.
Yes.
You're going to do
we believe in
great.
you. And we believe in all of you.
Ma, if you're still watching, love you. Go to bed.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Love ya.
Bye.
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, we didn't do that. You're wrong.